San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour one of Jon and Jim. We've got full reaction here to what's playing out in the National League and its impact on the Padres. We will be giving away SDFC tickets for Saturday all day long. Be listening. We'll tell you how to win those tickets coming up in about 10 or 15 minutes. But Jim just told you the deal. The deal is this. The Padres had a golden opportunity in the National League West. I mean, this is truly golden. This wasn't the other Goldens where they were chasing and they were playing these 100-win Dodger teams or 98-win Dodger teams. This was an actual golden opportunity that was completely squandered away. The Dodgers did everything in their power to keep the Padres in it. I mean, they have 89 wins. They have 89 wins. They're going to win 90 or 91 games. Padres last year won 93 games. So I look at it from a division perspective, and we'll get into the wild card, Jim, but like, this was a wasted opportunity. Let's be clear. The way the Padres have finished, where they've been under 500 here in the month of September, they had an opportunity. It's not like the Dodgers created crazy distance. Padres didn't capitalize, and now they're going to feel the impact of that because they're likely playing on the road in the wild card as opposed to hosting a series.
Yeah, they have no one to blame but themselves because, as you said, the Dodgers had this thing waiting for them on a silver platter. And I'm not saying the Padres needed to play out of their mind in September, but you needed to play a lot better.
Right.
You know, and it's a matter of 2, 3, 4 games.
In the end, yeah.
That in the end will have cost the Padres another chance at an NL West Division championship. And, you know, it's frustrating, and we can be frustrated today because it's an off day, but they're going to have to quickly move on, and they will. They're going to move on quickly, just like I think the fan base will move on quickly once the Padres get underway in Chicago next Tuesday. But, you know, if the Padres don't end up beating the Cubs and advancing to the National League Division Series, them not winning the National League West and securing home field and winning a division and getting, you know, the best seed possible is going to come back to, you know, potentially bite them in the ass.
Same thing with this number 4 seed, where this is how it lays out. The Padres need to go 3-0. The Cubs need to go 1-3 or worse. That gives the Padres the 4 seed still, even with yesterday. Or the Padres could go 2-1, and if the Cubs go winless from here on out, the Padres would be the 4 seed. It's unlikely, obviously, after the Cubs won yesterday and the Padres lost yesterday. All the greatness from 2 days ago, where everything went through with the hopium.
It's like 10 minutes.
As good as 2 nights ago was as bad as yesterday was, because you take the loss to Milwaukee, the Cubs roll the Mets. The Dodgers somehow hold on against Arizona. They tried to hand that game away. They
once again,
and the Dodgers won that game. So, I mean, you're basically staring down. Let's be honest. The Padres are going to treat this last series like they need to stay healthy, and they do. I understand it at this point. Like, let's be honest. You're going to Chicago, barring something unforeseen, unlikely mathematically, possible but unlikely. The Padres will begin a 3-game wildcard series in Chicago against the Cubs. I don't think the Cubs are invincible. I don't think the Padres are invincible. And we'll see how that series goes beginning on Tuesday.
Yeah, and you know, the Cubs series we can get into, but I'm still in my feels about the NL West, dude. We're gonna see the Dodgers clinch today. They're up 8-0 against the D-backs. D-backs decided to go bullpen game today and push all of their starters back to this weekend against the Padres. Pretty much, I'm not gonna say punt on today's game, but it felt like the D-backs kind of punted a little bit. And the Dodgers had Yamamoto go out there today. You go back to that Sunday here at Petco Park where they had a 2-1 lead in the 6th inning and they blew it in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of feels like since that moment, like that was the moment. That right there ended a chance to win the NL West, even though it was 1-2, 3-1-2. Like, it was close the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But that moment right there, I feel like that was the moment. And it led to them losing a series on the road in Seattle, which is, you know, understandable because the Mariners are the best team in baseball at home, it seems like. But then it also led to you playing bad in the stretch of your season, which was the quote unquote easy stretch. And they fell flat on their face. I mean, they have no one to blame but themselves. Manny Machado, he played awful for this team. Awful. He should take on a lot of blame for this Padres team not winning the NL West this year. Now, he can make up all of that with a good postseason, but as of right now, If Manny Machado played better in September, I think they would be in a better position. But he didn't. And it's hard to put everything on one player. But look, he is the captain of this team. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, as you always say. And, you also have to put the injuries and the starting pitching and whatnot. But it all starts with him. And the way he played is the way the team mostly played this month, which was not good baseball.
So I just went back and looked. The day they entered that Dodgers Sunday game when they led in the division, from that moment on, they're 13-16. If they would have, for example, gone 16-13, which by the way is not world beaters, when you looked at their schedule, we said the September schedule, it was a layup.
It was an absolute layup. Yep.
So they're missing layups left and right. If they went 16-13, let me put this bluntly, you're tied with the Dodgers with 3 to play. There in Seattle, you have the Diamondbacks at home. How would you feel about a chance to win the division? You'd feel great. Not to mention if you went 16-13, you would have handed the Dodgers potentially another loss because you had that Sunday game. And that could have changed the math on it too. So this isn't me selling or you selling, oh, the division was there. Like, no, I'm not selling it. Like a couple of years ago, Dodgers winning 98 games, Dodgers winning 100 games. Padres don't win 100 games. Look at the history of the franchise. They're not winning 100 games.
No.
But can the Padres win 90 games? Well, they did last year. They won 93. And this year, they're unlikely to win 90 because they have 87 wins. They're playing 3 against Arizona. They'll likely finish with 88 or 89 wins.
And it also goes back to the previous weekend in August at Dodger Stadium when they blew a lead there. Or actually, they didn't blow a lead. They came back from down 4-0, tied the game up. Next inning, Suarez gives up a homer to Mookie Betts. Right. They get swept in LA. Those 2 games, you could look back and be like, I mean, there was your chance. And again, they had other chances because, playing the Orioles and getting swept by the Orioles and losing 2 or 3 in Minnesota and losing some games to the Rockies and the White Sox in September. Like, it's just today to me right now, I'm frustrated because once again, you're going to see the Dodgers win an NL West. And it wasn't like, oh, they're in it, but it's fake. Like it was a couple years ago, or even last year, actually, when they're 3 back with 6 to play or something.
When they had the triple play, you're saying?
Yeah, and then they lost 2 or 3 to the Dodgers, and that thing just ended.
Right.
But even then, it was, I forget what the number was, but it was close, and there wasn't a lot of games left in the season. This one felt like a legitimate race heading into September, or at least at the end of August before they just nosedived against bad teams. And they just blew it. They blew it. And I bet you if you ask them give you an honest answer, they would tell you that they're pretty disappointed.
Well, going back to our point, and you're right, whether it's the NL West to be frustrated about, truthfully, I mean, I've made this point within the last week. I think I'd probably prefer the 4 seed. Now, again, it's great to win a division, but hear me out. The same thing we just said holds true for the 4 seed. They could have just gone 16-13 over their last 29 games with this soft schedule, and they'd be the 4 seed. But they didn't, and now they're going to be going to Chicago. There's such a big difference. We've now heard Jesse Rogers from ESPN tell us that, and Kyle Glazer, who used to be at Baseball America, tell us that. We all feel the same way. They're not the same road team that they are the home team. Doesn't mean they can't win. It's just, man, you like uphill fights or you like to go downhill? I mean, they're going the uphill route here to begin the postseason. Simple as that. It's uphill. They'll be an underdog, and they're going to need to play well to get out of the wild card series and potentially make a run.
I like this in the chat. Notre Dawn says, Tanner Scott literally gifted the Padres 10 games.
He did.
He blew 10 saves this year.
I mean, there were so many days in September the Dodgers lost and the Padres didn't capitalize on that day.
Yep.
Padres lost as well.
Exactly. There was at least a handful.
At least a handful. The Dodgers have not played well. Their fan base would tell you that. I think their team internally would say the same thing. They have not yet won 90 games.
They're going to win the division again. And I bet you if you ask their fans, they'd be like, we don't deserve to win the division.
Right.
Because of how they played. For all the money they spent in the offseason, Dodgers are going to win, 91 92 games tops. Like,
less than the Padres won last year.
When they beat the D-backs today, my guess is like the weekend series, because they're in Seattle, and both those teams are playing for like nothing. Well, Seattle, I think, might be playing for top seed in the American League, but Dodgers, like, they're locked in the 3.
They're good. They'll sit everyone.
Everybody's sitting.
Yep.
And it's just like, man, you look back and the season will end and then we'll get to the postseason. And depending on what happens, it's like they had a chance, a legitimate chance to win the West for the first time in 2 decades and host playoff games at Petco Park and be in a really good spot. And they blew it.
Goes back to this point that I probably made at the end of last year. Like, if you can't win last year in the NLDS, you're going to have a better chance. This is not a better chance that they're about to walk into, because they were a home wildcard team last year against Atlanta. They're going to Wrigley in all likelihood. This is not easier than last year, but it goes back to this. If you can't win a division this year, when can you win a division?
This was the year.
Is there going to be another year? When's the next time the Dodgers are going to win 91 games or fewer?
You don't
it
think
could be another 10 years.
You don't think they're going to address their bullpen issues this offseason?
I think they'll address everything, because I think they're fully committed to investing what it takes to win. I think that's where the Padres have gotten a lot of credit over the last half decade. They have been invested in winning. They just haven't done it at the same clip, unfortunately.
Now, not winning the division doesn't mean that you can't win a World Series.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Because,
it's just uphill.
It's just a bigger uphill battle, absolutely. And you're right. When is the next best chance this team is going to have, a real opportunity to win the National League West where the Dodgers don't win more than 91 or 92 games?
Yeah, like, be honest with yourself. Like, why is it next year? Like, tell me, what's the legitimate reason? Oh, I'm telling you what, John, it's 2026, and here's why. Give me a break. I mean, it's possible because it's sports, but you're not going to go. Guess what's going to happen? We're going to go into the year, and the Fangraph projections are going to have the Dodgers 7 games clear of the Padres.
Yeah. And if the Padres do not get past the Cubs, or even if they don't pass the DS, like, I think a lot of people will look at this year and look at the standings and go, Dodgers won 91 games? Huh? And you couldn't overtake the Dodgers? And you won, say, 88, 89? Like, are you serious? Because if they overtook the Dodgers, their chances of advancing further in the postseason go dramatically up just because of how good of a home team they are.
I mean, if you're hosting, for example, the Reds, or on the road in Chicago, there's no comparison.
Lose 2 or 3 to the Reds earlier this month.
There's no comparison to hosting the Diamondbacks, for example, and going to Wrigley Field. So now they're going to have to win with the more difficult path. All right, we're going to tell you about our giveaway. We have SDFC tickets to give away all day long. This is for Saturday's match. We'll hear from Mike Schilt on the health of the Padres on MLB Network Radio earlier today. Plus, coming up at 2:30, we'll get into San Diego State and NIU. Football game on Saturday at Northern Illinois with the NIU play-by-play voice, Andy Garcia. Coming up today at 3:30, we'll talk some Aztec hoops. At 4:30, we've got some free winners for our listeners with Chris Hodge, who's 6-0 on the show with winners so far this year. So we've got you covered. Getting you ready for, the Padres' final weekend of the regular season and the postseason here on Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right. So you may have just heard a sounder letting you know to call 877-767-4760 for SDFC tickets for Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium against San Jose. If you didn't win those tickets just a few moments ago, we have 3 more opportunities for you to win. 3 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock hour, 5 o'clock hour, plus a chance to win. No, not 3 more opportunities.
It's two pairs an hour.
Yeah. We have 7 more chances for you to win.
Yeah, 2 pairs an hour.
2 pairs. So we just gave away 1 pair. We'll give away another pair this hour, and then 6 pairs over the course of the 3, 4, and 5 o'clock hours. So you have a lot of chances, is the point, to see San Diego FC in its final home match of the regular season this Saturday.
Yeah, we have all the tickets.
All the tickets. Exactly.
All the tickets today.
So we'll be giving those away throughout the course of Jon and Jim. So be with us until 6 p.m. All right, coming up at 2:30, in about 10 minutes or so, we'll be joined by the play-by-play voice of NIU. It'll be Northern Illinois and San Diego State Saturday in DeKalb, Illinois. So we'll be joined by Andy Garcia coming up in 10 minutes. I want to hear from Mike Schilt. This was on the Foul Territory. Was this the podcast? Foul Territory podcast, TV, whatever it is.
Well, it's a podcast because it's not a TV show. It's just on YouTube.
Okay, it's just on YouTube. It's just on YouTube. You want to set it up?
Mike Schilt joined the Foul Territory podcast today and talked about the injuries that they've sustained and how, he's going to manage this weekend leading into the postseason.
3 games against Arizona. Are you just going to put everybody in bubble wrap and say, please, because you just got Bogarts back, Laureano goes down, Adam went down not long ago. Are you just going to try and put everybody in bubble wrap and just say, please, guys, just no more injuries because I can't handle anymore?
Dude, I think that's fair. In that sweet spot of like, we want to keep guys going, keep the momentum. You guys know this. You want to get the proper amount of rest, but you also need to get your, spikes in the dirt and keep them there and get your bats and keep going. We'll be smart about it. The pitching won't be completely scripted. It's an instructional league, but, we're going to be smart about how we set our relievers up for getting ready for Tuesday, either way, home or road. Dark's going to go tomorrow. We'll be, in touch with him about what he feels he needs for, moving forward into next week. And then the position players, very similar. I expect them to ride a couple games, and then we'll evaluate Sunday and see what that looks like. But, clearly people need to play with, the roster we have that, nine's got to get out there. So, but yeah, ultimately we want to get there. We want to make sure we're healthy and in the best shape we can. We have had some injuries that, and really the injuries have been, on the unusual side, outside of Jackson's hamstring, there really hasn't been any injuries that have been, attrition related. Have been more, Jason was trying to catch a comebacker and, the quad blew and, Bogey falls the ball off his foot and Ariana gets hit by a pitch. Crony gets drilled in the ribs. Earlier Jackson got a concussion. And so anyway, you get it. It's part of it. And, but now we'll keep them bubble wrapped and get them ready to roll for Tuesday.
So that doesn't sound like as I would expect. I mean, if you're choosing between, hey, still have an outside chance at a 4 seed, should we do everything to try and secure it, or should we put everyone in bubble wrap? I would choose the latter too, and that's what they're going to end up doing. They could still stumble into the 4 seed. It's very unlikely, but I think they're resignated to the fact that they'll be the 5 seed, and they prefer it if they're healthy to chasing down the 4.
Yeah, 100%. I think that they're going to probably, just play this thing out here and go through the motions this weekend. Get some at-bats in, like Mike Schilt said. Get guys, off their feet as well. Not really push it too hard. And come Sunday, it's just, hey, everybody rest. Like, everybody take a rest. We'll throw Will Wagner and Bryce Johnson and, Diaz and, whoever else, right? But the main guys, regulars, like, yeah, you're all sitting. We'll probably see a lineup on Sunday that's similar to the lineup we saw on Tuesday after they clinched.
I mean, I don't know what differs around Friday or Saturday either. It's not like you have more to play for on Friday than you do on Sunday. Thing is, you just can't sit everyone every day, even Sunday. You can only, how many players they have on their bench? 4.
Well, like, you can have a lineup that looks like the lineup on Tuesday.
But you could have that all 3 days if you wanted, right?
You could, yeah.
As in, what's the advantage really not to do that? Get guys reps.
Well, if they were to do that, then that would mean they'd have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days off before They start the wild card round?
Yeah, they won't do that. But I wouldn't be surprised if you sat, making it up, Machado Friday, and you sat Merrill Saturday. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Tatis, who hasn't played. He's got to play this weekend if he's healthy. But I don't know if they'll sit everyone every day. I don't think they will. Maybe come Sunday, they will. But again, it goes back to, okay, so you sit those guys, but I mean, Jake Cronenworth matters too, and your bullpen matters, and someone's going to pitch the 9 innings, and someone's going to play all 9 innings defensively as well.
Yeah, they're going to have 9 guys out there.
So I mean, you just don't know is the point. I mean, you can try to keep guys healthy. Guess what? They tried to keep Ramon Laureano healthy. I'm sure they didn't anticipate that happening.
Yeah, and I think the Ramon Laureano injury is going to push them to err on the side of caution all weekend long.
Yeah, including with the starting pitchers. I bet you Darvish tomorrow goes like 4 or 4 innings.
Yeah. Hey, 65 pitches.
I mean, I'm even reading today at MLB.com from AJ Cassavell in terms of the 3 big decisions that the Padres have heading into the postseason. The first one is who starts game 3, and he has King as the game 2 starter.
Well, you got to get to game 3 first.
But he also...
Or you don't have to get to game 3. You can just win the first 2.
But he has King as the game 2 starter. But King isn't lined up to pitch Friday.
Yeah, he pitches Saturday.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's because maybe Michael King goes 2 innings Saturday and then they pitch him in game 2. So nobody has said, when they said Darvish Friday, King Saturday, Mike Schilt was not asked, does that mean Darvish is pitching game 2? He hasn't answered that. They haven't announced that. I just thought that was kind of clear. If Darvish is throwing Friday, he would throw game 2. But in reading MLB.com, like the first thing here from AJ Cassavell is who starts game 3, since it appears as if Michael King will get the ball in game 2. So I don't know is the point. I think there's a lot still up in the air, but I think they'll be very cautious with King, couple innings, Darvish, couple of innings, and then Sunday I'm with you. It's a AAA game.
The one thing about King that I have concern about is if they do have him lined up for game 2, you're not going to pitch him more than a couple innings on Saturday. Then you're going to use that as like a side day almost.
Yeah.
But so when I look at his game logs here, John, he has not pitched more than 5 innings since May 6th.
Right. So you're saying he wouldn't be put in a situation where he could give you more than 4 or 5 innings.
His outings since his return, August 2nd, obviously, that was the 2 innings. Then he got his knee drained and he missed another month. September 9th, 5 innings. September 16th, 3 innings. September 21st, 5 innings.
Yeah.
I kind of was hoping to see a little more going into the postseason. Like tomorrow, I said, hey, the only thing that I'm looking at for the rest of this week, once they clinched and once we find out that they're going to Chicago, which they're going to go to Chicago, the division's over, and I don't see them getting the 4 seed, is I want to see a good outing for Michael King. Like, can you give me 6 innings on a Friday night? Now, he's not pitching Friday night. He's pitching Saturday. So I don't know if he's going to pitch 6 innings on Saturday night. Hard pressed to think that he will, because if he truly is lined up for game 2, you're not going to be pitching him more than a couple innings on Saturday.
It's a bit of a blind leap of faith that Michael
really
King is ready
yeah.
for game 2 at Wrigley Field. We'll get back to it, but we'll switch gears. Andy Garcia calls games for the NIU Huskies. They're hosting San Diego State on Saturday at Husky Stadium. We'll talk about that game coming up on the other side. Be listening for that sounder for SDFC tickets when you hear it. Call 877-767-4760 for your chance to win 2 free tickets to see SDFC on Saturday night. This is Jon and Jim.
All right, this update's brought to you by Wendy's. Padres have an off day today. The off day is not going great for them because Dodgers taking on the D-backs right now in Arizona. They currently lead the D-backs 8-0 in the top of the 7th inning. If the Dodgers win today, they clinch a National League West Division title. Padres clinging to hope they could possibly get the 4 seed. Cubs play the Mets later tonight. Cubs lead the Padres by 2.5 games in the wild card race. Padres start the final home series of the year tomorrow night against the D-backs here at Petco Park. And tonight, week 4 of the NFL season kicks off in Arizona. Cardinals and Seahawks, 5:15 kickoff time there. Get 2 number 1 selling bacon cheeseburgers, Wendy's JBC plus medium fries and soft drinks for just $8. Total game changer. Order today. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deals to obtain discount. Claim per independent market research company.
All right, we'll get back to the Padres and this final weekend of the regular season and what's still on the line coming up in about 15 minutes. But good to connect with Andy Garcia. He is the play-by-play voice for Northern Illinois. They're hosting San Diego State on Saturday at Husky Stadium. And of course, you can hear that game right here on San Diego Sports 760 at 12:30. So, Andy, we appreciate you taking time for us. What's the start of the year been like for NIU? So many newcomers, which happens now in college football, but something like 50 new players at NIU. What type of adjustments, growing pains have there been through these first 3 weeks?
Yeah, guys, it's good to be with you. Yeah, it's when you have a team like this where you're going to lose a lot of people to the bigger schools, right? Guys are going to come in and get some money. I think, as you talked about, so many new faces. Now, they're faces for the most part that have been in the program. So they've had an opportunity to be under Coach Hammock, be in the program, but they're a first opportunity to get game experience, a lot of it. I think we've seen a little bit of growing pains, 1 and 2 right now. I mean, we beat Holy Cross to start out the year, had to go to Maryland, at Mississippi State last week. So 2 tough games in the Big Ten SEC. But I think it's just been a little bit of growing pains, but I think it's been good so far. I don't think anybody would complain where they are right now. I think the offense needs to get going a little bit more. We're not really scoring a lot of points. But overall, I think NIU's got just that growing pains, getting used to new places, new faces, and new positions. But I think they'd be happy with where they are so far. But I think they do think like this game on Saturday is an important one. Last non-conference game, taking on San Diego State. They feel an opportunity here in DeKalb to get a win and to go to MAC and be 2-2. I think they're just looking for some confidence here. It's been a while since we've been here at home. We've been on the road for a little bit. So I think they're feeling confident getting here at home, playing well in front of the home crowd, and then getting ready for conference play.
What do you make of the matchup this weekend at home, NIU, San Diego State? How does NIU match up in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's really a game for me, guys, of 2 good defenses, right? Like, I think San Diego State only giving up less than 13 points per game, NIU scoring less than 13 points per game. That, I mean, the Husky offense has to get going if they have an opportunity against the Aztecs on Saturday. And for NIU on the defensive side, they've been good for a couple of years now. They've been really good about third down, getting off the field on third down. So I just feel like it's 2 teams defensive wise that are playing well. San Diego State's offense is playing better than NIU's right now, but I feel like, this week of practice, NIU switched it up a little bit, opportunities, they spread the ball out a little bit more. I think this is a week where NIU's offense has got to get going, and that's going against a pretty good defense that doesn't give up a lot of points.
Going back to a year ago, Andy Garcia is with us. So NIU, which has been a very good program in the MAC for a long time, a little bit similar to San Diego State and some of their successes in the Mountain West historically. When they earned the win at Notre Dame last year against such a marquee opponent, a top 10 team, I think, for the first time in school history, what did that signify and what has that meant?
I think it means, and I agree with you, like San Diego State, NIU, kind of that same thing with San Diego State in the Mountain West and NIU in the MAC. Like, we've won some games that we weren't supposed to, right? We've gone in the Big Ten country and got some wins. And I think going to Notre Dame last year, a team that's only about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from NIU, and having an opportunity to play there. And to be honest, guys, they outplayed the Notre Dame team. NIU was the better team the whole game. So a win like that not only gains you a lot of exposure, a lot of program recognition, right? But even when we do the coaches show, when I have the Thomas Hammock show and we're come on, we have 2 players on each week. And some of the guys we've had on since then, I go, hey guys, when do you know about NIU? And they talk about, well, I knew about it when they beat Notre Dame. It's just wins like that put you on the board that help you. Like you can, say you're going to go play teams like Notre Dame and fans like, and maybe it brings some, recruits in. But when you get a win like that, Notre Dame, it definitely has helped us to maybe put ourselves in different views of players in the transfer portal or recruits. So, we still talk about it a lot here. It's been a big deal for campus, for the program. We still talk about it. We still get recognized about it. And it's something that, yes, we still should go out there and use that win to move forward, because for us moving to the Mountain West, that's a lot more exposure for us next year with the West, right? NIU known on the East and maybe the Midwest, but for our exposure now going in the Mountain West next year, to us, that's a big deal. That's going to be a big part of maybe more recruiting from the West Coast that we haven't had a lot of. So it's been a big deal.
Yeah, and last week, San Diego State shut out Cal 34-0. It wasn't as significant as NIU going and beating Notre Dame on the road, but still a big win for Sean Lewis. We're saying it's a signature win here for him and his program. What have you made of Sean Lewis so far, year 2, picking up the win last week against Cal, and how impressive they looked there?
No, I think it opened our eyes even more to what we saw when what they did against Cal last week. Now, you have to know, Sean Lewis goes back. We know him from the MAC, right? We've taken him on. Thomas Hammock was a coach at University of Wisconsin when Sean Lewis was a player with the Badgers. So they know each other for a while. Not that that means anything in the game, but we've taken Sean Lewis type teams on when he was the head coach at Kent State. They got us in the early part of one season, and then we beat them in the MAC championship, Kent State. So we know Sean Lewis very well. He went to Colorado, did his thing there, and then he's back here at San Diego State. So I think NIU knows a lot about Sean Lewis. Do we know exactly what he'll bring on Saturday? No, but we know what type of offense he wants to run. And I think it really was an eye-opening thing to see what the Aztecs did. I'll say, not only did they win the game, they really dominated the game, especially defensively, and then putting 34 points on the board. Like, that was a big win for the Aztecs, and I think they come into the DeKalb a little bit at momentum. I think that's what makes this type of game, when you go into this last, for us, non-conference game, this is a big one for us. Got to gain some momentum, take on a team like just took off and beat Cal. I think NIU feels like this is a great opportunity to beat a really good team in the Aztecs.
I think it's a big opportunity for both of these teams, truthfully, in terms of having some momentum heading into conference play. Before you go, final one for me is on Siobhan Wright, the tailback for NIU, who I know spent most of his time in Division II. He leads the nation in rushing yards for career among active players, 5,100 career rushing yards, 76 touchdowns. Now, it's his first year at NIU, right? But what have you seen from him the first 3 weeks?
He's a bowling ball. He's 5'8". Like, he's my size. He's 5'8". He's like 212 pounds. I mean, this guy is a bowling ball. He's going to be a big part of what NIU wants to do on Saturday. This guy does not get taken down by the first tackler. This guy can get through the line. Again, he's leading the MAC so far in yards per game this season, but this guy has had success. Even if you want to go back to D2, leading all NCAA rushers in rushing yards and touchdowns. I mean, the guy just knows to get away from the defenses. He's quick. He's quicker than I thought when he came in. He's got some speed to him, but he literally will just bowl you over. And I think that's what NIU's been known for, their running backs in the past. We've got a really good running game. It's been the tradition in NIU, and Siobhan Wright has kind of continued that. We got him for 1 year. He came over with the offensive coordinator, Quinn Sanders. They came over from the University of Charleston. So we know him a lot now. He's a good kid off the field, but man, that kid is tough to bring down. Like, the first 1 or 2 tacklers is not going to get him down. It takes 3-4 guys to bring him down. It's exactly what NIU needs, especially with the passing game not going the way they want it. The run game for NIU is going to be a big part of Saturday, and Siobhan Wright's going to be even a bigger part.
And of course, the head coach was a very successful running back in Thomas Hammock at NIU. Yeah. Andy, appreciate you taking time for us here in San Diego. We're looking forward to this weekend. We'll see you this weekend, and thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, safe travels. We'll see you on Saturday.
All right, good stuff. Andy Garcia, NIU's play-by-play voice. You can hear the game right here at 12:30 on Saturday with pregame coverage beginning at 10:30 a.m.
He's their John Schaefer.
Correct. He was on the call for the Notre Dame game last year. It's his second year, which is my second year. He worked for Westwood One, I think, is his full-time job.
Oh, must be nice.
You work with me. Yeah, exactly. He's on he was on the sidelines for like Lions Packers or something in like week 1.
You were on the sidelines for like your kids' soccer
exactly.
or lacrosse game.
That's exactly right. That's exactly where I was. All right. On the other side, we're going to see something tomorrow night at Petco for a final time.
Yes.
Do you know what it is?
I do.
We'll explain it if you don't on the other side. Plus, what's on the line for the Padres this weekend at Petco Park. San Diego State basketball assistant Ryan Battertelli is on the show at 3:30. Coming up at 4:30, Chris Hodge taking Vegas. Free picks for our listeners. His free picks in the first 3 weeks, by the way, are 6-0 on Jon and Jim. So he's been pretty good. Nice. We're here until 6 p.m. We have SDFC tickets to give away. This is Jon and Jim. All right, starting Monday, San Diego Sports 760 has 13 chances to win $1,000 every weekday. It's the Bonus Bucks giveaway every hour, 6 a.m. through 5 p.m. Starting Monday, September 29th. Listen for the keyword entered at sportssd.com. Starting Monday at 6 a.m. Be listening for that SDFC sounder when you hear it. Call 877-767-4760 for a chance to win 2 free tickets for Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium.
Are you like a little bit sad about tomorrow night?
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I have to be honest. I didn't like them when they unveiled them. I don't particularly like them now. So what we're talking about is the City Connects. This is their 4th year wearing them.
Mm-hmm.
Time flies.
Yeah.
They've been wearing them for 4 seasons. And Major League Baseball requires after 4 seasons some type of change with City Connect. So this will be the final time the Padres wear these truly unique. I mean, you talk about unique uniforms in baseball history.
Mm-hmm.
These would truly, even by City Connect standards, be pretty unique. And whatever you thought of them, I think they've been very popular in San Diego, but they're going to go by the wayside after tomorrow night.
I think they have been very, very popular in San Diego, but only San Diego.
Probably true.
You know, if you're not a Padres fan, these are the ugliest uniforms you've ever seen in your entire life.
Right.
Let's just be real here. Let's cut the crap. Looking at this from a completely objective standpoint, if you are, these jerseys, nah.
They're not the most popular, I think.
Nah, they grew on me just because I saw them a lot. But when they got first unveiled, I remember my first initial reaction was like,
this can't be real.
Huh? What? And then they tried to spin it like, you know, the colors of the border. And I'm like, what is going on? I don't know those colors what color was the worst? Was it the neon green or the neon pink?
I think them combined with each other. Now, to your point about the popularity in San Diego, I mean, watch any Padres game. The colors stick out like a sore thumb. It's been very popular. I'm sure from a merchandising perspective, the thing's been a complete home run. But listen to this. The UT, when they put out a poll in 2022, what do you think of the Padres City Connect uniforms? 84% of respondents said they don't like them.
Because they're just,
But I think to your point, I think it's grown on people. Now, here's some insight into what's next. Because there's an article in the UT, and Joe Musgrove is quoted in it, and he says that he has seen the next version of the City Connects.
They already have them?
They already have them. They're going to tease them in the offseason and unveil them in the spring. Here's a quote. I'm excited for something a little more basic.
Yes.
I've seen some of the mock-ups. I think it's going to look really clean.
All right. I liked hearing that. I like hearing the word
ready
basic.
For blue.
Oh, dude, don't
2017 home uniform is the Padres City Connect in 2026. Imagine no change. 2017 home uniform.
Are those?
Or 2019 even.
Yeah. The 20, I guess, 10.
So basic. What were they thinking?
No, I want to say like the 2017 jerseys. Like you said, 2017.
Yeah, post like the wave in the design. Like just Padres in navy.
Worst jerseys I've ever seen in my entire life.
I wouldn't say that. I would just
everyday
say so
jerseys.
Bland.
For an everyday jersey, I'll take that back a little bit because that was a very hateful statement. It was a very strong statement on my part. One of the worst everyday jerseys that you could have.
I mean, when you pull up the 3 uniforms, they had a navy top, a white top, and a gray top.
Yeah, be more basic you can.
It was just, and baseball has a lot of basic uniforms. Look at the New York Yankees.
But that's iconic.
Look at the Boston Red Sox. Look at the LA Dodgers.
Iconic.
The issue I always had with these was like
the lettering.
You have 50 years of history, and you got some pretty unique color combinations, and this was the best you could do in this era.
Yeah, it was awful.
And remember, they kept selling us, people don't want the brown. I remember that was the sales point in the 2010s. Well, you say you want it, but you don't really want it. And then they switched to brown. It's been like the most popular thing ever.
Right.
Right?
I know.
And they're not going back to navy, but for City Connect, navy and orange, 1998.
Like, it's such a simple thing to just go back to the 98 jerseys and redesign them just a little bit. Give them a little fresher update.
Right.
But have the essence of the 98 jerseys. You know, Tony's favorite jersey as a Padre because he loved the pinstripe. Now, I don't think they would do that. They might do something different, but I don't know, man. I think going forward, City Connect, I don't have much faith that Nike's going to do a good job because
of course not.
Nike has been pretty awful with their City Connect jerseys around all of baseball. I can't really think of one that I'm like, yo, that's really cool.
I almost want to see them all. You bring up a great point. I
might take the Cubs baby blue tops.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's aren't bad.
Milwaukee's. I like Milwaukee's.
I like the.
I like Kansas City.
The Nationals cherry blossoms. I like the.
They don't even have those anymore.
I liked them. I like the
Marlins,
Serpentines for the Diamondbacks. Yeah, I like the Marlins. I like that a lot.
I think the Chicago White Sox, like Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls jerseys, are an abomination.
Yeah, it's such a force.
I think the Dodgers Mickey Mouse jerseys are pretty like ironic and funny, but they're awful.
Right.
I think the Giants jerseys they unveiled this year are like an embarrassment to the sport. I think the Angels ones are pretty cool. But yeah, for the most part, they're all awful because Nike's just, I don't know, man. Nike's been really bad.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it just screams we did this solely to sell things, which I'm normally okay with. But if you're going to do something that screams we're only going to do it to sell things, make it something that people really want to buy. And it actually worked out in San Diego. People bought this probably at a better clip than they bought anything else in San Diego. Man, there's some awful ones. Just look like the Phillies.
Oh, God.
I mean, the Pirates
are okay just because of the colors, but I hate the big PGH.
There's some just horrific ones. There's some that are okay, but I'm not going to miss them. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I won't miss them either.
Now, maybe I'll like the next ones and be like, please don't replace them.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be good, but I don't know.
Look, and there's diehard Padres fans out there that will buy anything that the Padres do. Like anything.
Yeah,
anything.
Of course, they should.
And that's great. Me personally, like I wouldn't be caught dead in one of those jerseys.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of it. If it was up to me, I'm going right back to a combination of 1998 pinstripes or navy, somewhere in between. It's
How about
sitting
this?
Right in front of your face.
How about this? To combine the navy and the pinstripe, have the navy jersey, like scroll up to your screen, have the navy jersey with the pinstripes, and a little fresher redesign of the Padres 98 like lettering.
You'd put pinstripes on a navy jersey?
Sure.
A little bold. I don't hate it.
Just because I know Nike would like, oh, let's do something different.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Just put a giant panda face on it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who even knows? To Brent's point, who even knows?
Who even knows
what we're walking into?
All I'm asking for is please do not have like dark blue pants or
I hate the church league softball look.
Oh my gosh.
Black pants, black jersey, Cincinnati. Blue pants, blue tops, Dodgers, Cubs.
It only works with the Pirates.
Yeah.
Black and yellow.
Yeah, black and yellow, but like yellow.
But even then it's like, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I'm with you in that. Imagine if their current City Connects were pink pants.
Oh, dude.
Like Savannah Bananas.
Awful.
Like just complete highlight.
Awful. Just
or something like that.
Like makes me want to throw up. Not really, but you get the point.
They don't wear these in the postseason, correct?
No.
In any capacity?
Nope. No
okay,
City
Connect. I was going to say thankfully.
No City Connect jerseys by any team in baseball.
Yeah, thankfully.
And
All right.
For anybody out there that would push for it, if the Padres had a Friday night game at Petco Park, stop it, Ben Fadden.
I wonder what their all-time record is in those uniforms. I would imagine it's good since they've only used them at home on Friday nights. I would think it's good.
I'm excited. A lot of Friday nights.
I'm excited for the next version of the Padres City. And by excited, I'm not really that excited, but I'm more excited because I think it'll be better than what they've had over the last.
Be gone with you, City Connect jerseys.
Exactly. All right, MLB. Where are you going to be watching Major League Baseball games in the future? We'll share some insight on that coming up on the other side. In addition, we have STFC tickets to give away all day long. We're giving away 2 pairs of tickets every hour during Jon and Jim, so be listening for that. Plus, San Diego State men's basketball assistant Ryan Battertelli, he will join the show at 3:30. Chris Hodge taking Vegas with his free picks for our listeners through the first 3 weeks of the NFL and college season is 6-0, and he will make 2 more free picks coming up at 4:30. So be here for that as well. We'll get you ready for week 4 in the NFL throughout the course of the show. But we're here until 6 p.m. Hour 2 of Jon and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. That's next.
All right, this update is brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Padres have an off day today. Their final home series of the regular season starts tomorrow night against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Speaking of the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers and Diamondbacks are in the bottom of the 8th inning in Arizona. Dodgers all over the D-backs 8-0. Of course, if the Dodgers win, they will win the National League West Division title. Cubs play the Mets later this afternoon. No, later tonight, 4:40 first pitch in Chicago. Cubs lead the Padres for the 4 seed by 2.5 games there. And tonight, week 4 of the NFL season kicks off in Arizona. Cardinals and Seahawks, 5:15 kickoff time there for Thursday night football. With Kohl's Fine Flooring closing, Sid's Carpet Barn and San Diego's undisputed flooring leader, carrying a huge selection of high-end flooring and durable, economical flooring too. All the lowest prices in town. Visit sidscarpetbarn.com.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of Jon and Jim. Be listening all day and all hour long because we're giving away STFC tickets for Saturday night. Final time at home in the regular season in 2025. A culmination of a ridiculously impressive year to this point at home for STFC. So you can go, you can hear it here on San Diego Sports 760, but you can go to Snapdragon, STFC, San Jose, final time of the regular season, Saturday night. That sounds like a good way to spend a Saturday night.
I think so.
Do you think so more if your mic was on, or do you think so more if your mic was off?
Let me check. Hold on.
I think so.
This proves the point. If a tree falls in the forest, doesn't make a sound. It makes a sound.
It does, because if I keep talking
With my mic off, you can still kind of hear me.
That's what I'm
when
saying.
I turn my mic on, then
Right.
there we go.
So if there was a microphone by the tree, you would hear it. That's my point.
You would, yes.
Right.
But if there was no microphone by the tree,
But here's my thing with that, seriously, because that's a weird thought, right?
yeah.
But there's like insects and squirrels. They hear it.
Yeah, because they have better hearing.
No, the point isn't do you hear? The whole point is if there's nobody there, does it make a sound? Well, true, there's no humans there, but aren't there like animals there to hear it make a sound?
Theoretically, yes.
Has a tree ever fallen in the history of the world where there's no insect or animal to hear it?
So like no living
Nothing
thing
hears it.
hears it.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a very good question, John.
You can't call an animal to court to testify that it heard anything.
Watch me.
I don't know if we're ever going to find out.
True. It's like how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Like 250.
It depends on the person. All right, Ryan Battertelli, San Diego State men's basketball assistant. Aztecs basketball practice officially underway. Expectations as high as ever on the Mesa. We'll catch up with Ryan, second-year assistant to Brian Dutcher at 3:30. Chris Hodge has been amazing for our listeners with his free picks. He'll join us at 4:30. So you shared this story earlier, not on air, but with us, that Major League Baseball is officially coming to Netflix in 2026 on opening day. In fact, it's going to be the Yankees and the San Francisco Giants from Northern California. It's the first MLB stream on Netflix. It's a standalone game. Listen to this. Opening day 2026 is March 25th. The only game of the day will be the Giants and the Yankees from Oracle on Netflix.
Interesting.
Big brands, standalone. I'm assuming that day is the middle of the week. It's also the NCAA tournament that time of year. I don't know that. Do you know the day of the week of March 25th? It's got to be standalone.
It says the date.
Well, March 25th. But what day of the week?
That's a good question, John.
It's a big difference.
March 25th.
Yeah, it's a
That's
Wednesday. So it's perfect. You have no NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
You have no. What else would you run into? The NCAA tournament.
You'd have NBA.
Yeah, good point. But it's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you feel good about your chances.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to use the Yankees and Giants brand on Netflix, and they're going to pump up, Aaron Judge and Rafi Devers and
I like it more
else.
than Yankees, Red Sox. Okay, like, you get been there, done that. They can draw a lot of eyeballs to the, but Yankees East, Giants West, Netflix standalone. I like that there's not 15 opening day games. There's one game. I'm like that'll get me to a television. A game on a Wednesday night between two big brands to kick off the baseball season. That'll get me to Netflix.
You don't even need to get to a television. I can watch on my phone, watch on my
computer.
computer.
Get me to a screen.
Do you think this leads the way for more games on Netflix, for like a package on Netflix where like Major League Baseball and Netflix partners together for like a weekly Netflix game.
Do I have this right that Netflix is expected to be the site for the home run derby next year?
You do. Yes, you have that right.
Okay, so the reason I mention that is I think Netflix likes standalone events. Christmas, NFL, opening day, home run derby. I don't know if they just like.
Could we get postseason series on Netflix?
I'm sure you could. I just think they want big. I think they really go big. They're not in the business as much of like, hey, Padres, Orioles every Thursday. I think they just want big standalone events. Like a home run derby or like an opening day.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I'm with you on postseason. That's a big event.
Yeah, postseason. I mean, hell, World Series down the line. I mean, that's probably too much to probably ask for. But I can envision a day where, say, the Super Bowl is streaming on Netflix, or
completely,
you know, like the World Series or the NBA Finals or the Stanley Cup Final. Like
completely,
I can envision that being on streaming platform. I mean, streaming has taken over everything to the point where like people are now saying, I don't know if I want streaming anymore because it's costing so much to have all these streaming platforms. Streaming used to be like the cool thing. Like, I love the streaming platforms. Now, if you don't have streaming platforms, what are you doing? Everyone has streaming platforms.
You're right.
Rarely does anybody have cable anymore. And if you have cable, you know, you said you cut the cord to save money. Well, you're really not saving money anymore because cable and all the streaming platforms that you need to watch everything you want to watch cost probably the same, maybe even more.
If I could do this, if I was going to put this on a streamer, I'd go with Apple TV because I think Apple TV has proved the concept with Major League Baseball. Now, I think a lot of people have missed it because I don't think everyone in the world has Apple TV like Netflix. But I think if you have watched Apple TV like you and I, and you've experienced their broadcast, now maybe something can be left to desire with their broadcast teams. That's just my overarching thought on it.
To be desired.
But their actual production, along with the analytics graphic package that goes with it, is exceptional. Mm-hmm. As good as baseball has ever had. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like, I guess, on Netflix.
As far as the broadcast teams go, like,
right.
Are there the Joe Davis, John Smoltz broadcast team? Like,
right, you're saying, what's the best national broadcast team in baseball?
Yeah.
I mean, that is theoretically, you're led to believe the way Fox pays for it. Like that's the number one team.
That's the number one team.
That's the most expensive team.
But it's not, in my opinion.
But none of them are. I'm not a fan of Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
But give me another even team. What else exists other than there's Sunday Night Baseball, ESPN. There's the Fox.
There's TBS.
TBS, like Don does a lot of games, but he has rotating.
AJ Przinsky's on there.
He usually rotates through, I want to say, color analyst.
Yeah.
They should maybe just make a new team. Because, John, you might remember this. Jim, you won't. You remember when they used to have the NBC MLB Game of the Week? And
the 11 a.m. game?
No, like when we were kids.
Yeah.
But who did those games? That was Bob Costas and Bob Uecker. They didn't work together doing, Costas didn't work for the Brewers or anything. So they just took outside guys and combined them. Maybe just find, make a new Joe Buck, Troy Aikman type of a team. Just
Joe
for
Buck
that.
They
you know what I mean? A new pair.
They're trying with Joe Davis and John Smoltz. Joe Davis replacing Joe Buck. Doesn't do it for me. I like Joe Davis. He's fine, but knowing the fact that he is the Dodgers color guy and the bias there, I'm just like, oh my God, I can't do it. That's why Joe Buck, to me, everyone hated Joe Buck, and I love Joe Buck. And now when he's gone, everyone's like, bring Joe Buck back.
Yeah, I don't think Joe Buck wants to do it anymore.
I don't think either.
But it is interesting that's where, I mean, Major League Baseball, a lot of people I think were like, wait, you're gonna part ways with ESPN for Sunday Night Baseball. This partner you had for a million years.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of made your brand like in the 80s and 90s with Sunday Night Baseball. And now they're putting it all back together. And I mean, it's just a new world. I don't think people watch Sunday Night Baseball, even if the broadcast team was still like John Miller and who was John Miller with for forever? Joe Morgan. I mean, even today, though, it's so fractured, the media.
Yeah.
So it'll look different in 2026.
But to like Brent's point, back in the day, Joe Morgan, John Miller, Bob Costas, Bob Uecker,
Vin Scully.
A ton
of national games.
Joe Buck.
Yep.
Jack Buck.
There were huge names. The carries.
Yeah.
Like
Tim McCarver.
Yeah.
Like that is an elite group of national broadcasters for baseball.
Yeah.
Now I'm hard pressed to name
like Carl Ravitch.
Carl Ravitch. But you got, Joe Davis, John Smoltz. Yeah,
it's funny you say that. And the reason Don Orsillo just retweeted something within the last 10 days that Topps is putting out cards of baseball broadcasters, and Don is one of the cards. But I'm curious who else is on. It's like national broadcasters in baseball.
Okay.
Have autographed cards. I'm going to have to find the two. Here it is. Here's who they went with.
Okay.
A brand new set of broadcaster cards. The set includes autographs of Buster Olney. This is just broadcasters. Again, it's not,
is it broadcaster? No, thanks.
I mean, reporter.
Yeah.
You don't want broadcaster cards, you're saying?
No, I don't want Buster Olney.
Yeah, I agree. Don Orsillo has made this list.
Okay, I'll take a Don.
Gary Cohen, who's been topical here recently.
Yeah.
Joe Buck.
Okay.
Who obviously is not doing it anymore. Ken Rosenthal. Imagine pulling that card out of a pack, Jim. That'd be exciting.
Ripping that thing up.
Michael Kay, who's done Yankees games for 25 years. And Ryan Rucco, New York broadcaster, national guy. But that's your list now. That ain't
that's not John Miller, Joe Morgan, Vin Scully, Bob Costas, Bob Uecker.
We love Don.
Tim McCarver.
We love Don locally, but I don't think of Don as a national. Don hasn't been calling Sunday Night Baseball for the last 15 years.
No, but I do think Don, when he goes on the national stage, is
good.
Really good on a national stage.
He could call a World Series.
He could.
Because he's very good at playing it down the middle, in my opinion, when he needs to.
Yep. 100%.
Right? He's very unbiased. When you just get him right into the teeth of a game, but the Padres are supposed to show emotion. He's supposed to be.
When you take out the man, oh Manny,
but he's good.
And Crone Zone, and and all the other stuff that he has. Merrill Madness, Slam Diego.
Would he do that if it was Padres Mariners? Cal Raleigh home run. Man, oh Manny.
No, he wouldn't do that. That's the thing, is when he is down the middle, national broadcaster mode, Don is one of the best. And I agree. He's also one of the best locally, just because he plays to the local angle. Different style.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking for a national broadcaster that's down the middle, Don is really good at it.
Completely agree.
Because he's done national Padres games.
That's right.
On the national stage.
You really wouldn't know that he's calling their games.
If you didn't know Don was the broadcaster of the Padres, you're right. Listening to Don, you would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I know that.
I could see Don Orsillo take a larger role in national broadcasting at some point, but he signed almost for life, I think, as the Padres local broadcaster, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's great
for Padres fans, but I could see him getting a larger role.
Who did they put who the broadcasters would be for Netflix? There's no.
Stay tuned. All right, Ryan Battertelli, Aztec men's basketball assistant, will join us coming up at 3:30. We have SDFC tickets to give away throughout the course of the show, and we will. Chris Hodge will join us from Taking Vegas at 4:30. He'll have some free picks for our listeners. He's 6-0 with his free picks on the show through the first 3 weeks of the NFL and college. We're getting you ready for the final weekend of the year as well in the regular season for the San Diego Padres. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. Hey guys, it's Schaefer again, and there is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer with new vehicles arriving daily, including their most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs. So whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today, or make sure to head to Toyota.com. If you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota, there you can check out all the latest offers and search inventory. Finding the Toyota that's just right for you starts at Toyota.com. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup of electrified vehicles helps to create a greener planet. Toyota's Beyond Zero lineup supports a greener planet with a wide range of electrified vehicles, including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, or take each day further than you thought possible. And a new Camry with its stylish looks that'll make an impression wherever you go. See your Toyota dealer today and discover what makes Camry legendary. There's no better time than now to get your local Toyota dealer. Get your local Toyota dealer today or Toyota.com. That's Toyota.com. Your Toyota dealers, we make it easy. All right, San Diego Sports 760 and iHeartRadio brings you the Global Citizen Festival 2025 from New York. Central Park's Great Lawn, live performances by The Weeknd, Shakira, and more, all hosted by Hugh Jackman. Join the movement to end extreme poverty now, one action at a time at globalcitizenfestival.com. Check out Global Citizen Radio all day on the iHeartRadio app or listen to Hit Nation Saturday at 7. Ryan Battertelli, Aztec men's basketball assistant, will join us at 3:30.
It's official, John.
The Dodgers have won the NL West.
The Dodgers have won the NL West. It's official.
I was holding out a lot of hope that the Diamondbacks are going to come back from 8-0 down. The Padres are going to win out, and the Dodgers are going to get swept in Seattle. I expected that to happen.
And there's no surprise that Dodger trolls have now invaded the chat on YouTube.
Good. Get more in here.
Yeah, come on in.
More views.
Come on in, trolls. Let's go.
You're welcome.
Let's go. Come on. We want all of you.
Come one, come all.
Yeah.
Formality. I mean, it was 8-0 in the fourth inning.
Yeah. It was a beatdown. It was probably one of the, I'm looking at the Dodgers schedule here. Probably one of the easiest games they've had in a while.
Yeah, their bullpen has been going through it.
Yeah. You know, they've been in a lot of close games. They had a 5-0 win last week against Philly, a 10-2 victory against the Giants. But, you know, a lot of these games here, like their bullpen's blown it, or they, are stressing out because their bullpen sucks. And today, just a no doubter, 8-0 clean victory. Yoshinobu Yamamoto looked fantastic once again. And the Dodgers have won the National League West. It's official.
Here's the good news, if there's any good news, that the division doesn't mean what it meant 25 years ago. Their home series is the same as the Cubs' home series, for example. They still have to play in the wild card round, and we've seen the Dodgers get upended in wild card series. So they haven't. I mean, I don't know if Dodger fans truly feel a lot better about their chances now that they've wrapped up the division. Their chances hinge on effective relief pitching, not on whether they clinch the 3 seed or the 5 seed. Like that's inconsequential to their chances in the postseason. So they win a division, but there's a lot of division winners, 6 of them. So what is that going to mean for them? I mean, I was buying what you were selling over the last couple of days, that like their bullpen is so atrocious that will cost them. And then I'm like, well, Roki Sasaki is now back.
I didn't realize Roki Sasaki was going to be a factor here and throw 100.
And Clayton Kershaw is like closing games, and everything they do. This is where like it's different from an organizational perspective. Everything they do is based on October. So like no matter what's happening with their health in August, it doesn't matter. Not that you can guarantee health, but it's like, all right, now that they're in, are they positioned to win? That's what Jesse Rogers said yesterday. He's like, yeah, they haven't looked the part, but now that they're in, I mean, they're in, right? Who's going to want to play them?
Yeah, it's an unpredictable postseason. Every year, baseball is so unpredictable. Sometimes you get chalk, but most of the time you get the unpredictable what just happened moment. But just from a regular season standpoint, like we'll get to the postseason, but still, it's just like seeing it now being 100% official, that I can't say the Dodgers went out and won the National League West. I feel like the Dodgers just, because the Padres didn't take advantage, they just kind of stumbled into the winning the National League West, because they didn't go out there and play particularly good baseball. Like someone had to win the National League West, right?
Yeah, of their 12 division titles in the last 13 years, I would assume most Dodger fans would tell you this is the 12th best of those 12 teams.
Oh, easily. Probably.
In the regular season. That doesn't mean they have the 12th best roster. But here's the thing. Like for everyone celebrating the division title, if the Padres won the division, you know what Dodger fans would be saying? Why are you celebrating a division title as if that means anything? As in, the World Series winner is not required to win the division. Okay, so one of these teams 100%. Can win the division. So if the Dodgers win the World Series, credit to them. If another team wins the World Series, like a wild card team, well, who cares if you won the division? Nobody would ever look at the Padres season if they win a World Series and be like, well, they did it out of a wild card. I've never heard anyone say that about the Giants when they won 3 in 5 years, multiple times out of a wild card.
Yeah. And the Dodgers, like give them credit, but at the same time, they were handing this thing away to the Padres, and the Padres didn't take advantage of it
completely.
So they should thank the Padres for playing bad baseball, or else they're not winning the division. I fully believe that. If the Padres just played, like you said, 16-13 or even better, which they could have done because of their schedule, Dodgers are looking at either a 4 or a 5 seed, and the Padres would be winning the division. But look, Dodgers won enough games. It's easily their worst Dodger team in a while to win a division, like you said, and the Padres
overall record,
yeah, the Padres don't have anybody to blame but themselves for not winning this thing and kind of just letting it slip away once again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love the way the Padres are playing. It's as simple as that. I know they'd won 4 straight, and I don't love the injuries. So they have a lot to prove to a lot of people, including themselves, but it's not to say it's impossible. The Dodgers winning the division does not guarantee them anything more than a 3-game series. So how do they play in that 3-game series? I mean, I watched the Dodgers lose in 2022 to the Padres. I watched them lose in 2023 to the Diamondbacks. And then we watched them win the World Series in 2024. So I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen. It's interesting they remain the favorite in the National League with the way like Philadelphia has played. If you go to Fangraphs, I think the Dodgers are still the favorite in the National League, but it'll all play out. It'll all play out. And by the way, if we do see the Padres and the Dodgers, it would be now in a championship series. That's official. It wouldn't be before that, with them being now 3 and 5 seeds or 4 seeds.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll sign up for that right now.
100%.
But then it goes back to like, if they were to meet in the NLCS, winning the division means so much then, because the Dodgers would have home field. So again, we're putting carts before horses
Tons
here
of
for
carts.
sure. But yeah, I mean, it's just a bummer today. Just seeing it kind of become official. We knew it was going to become official, but I mean, Manny Machado said the other day that they're still going for the division, even though Kevin Acee called them a liar.
Well, they're not
Kind of.
anymore. They're not anymore.
They are not anymore. It is done. It's over.
And now, Manny, you know what? We'll see you like Monday in Chicago. Just
Yeah.
enjoy the weekend. Get to
Rest up.
Get to O'Hare. Take the car service over to the hotel. We'll see you Monday afternoon.
Yeah, we need a good series out of you next weekend, man.
Yeah, not this weekend.
Yeah, we don't care about
next
this weekend.
week.
Next week.
Ryan Battertelli, assistant to Brian Dutcher on the Mesa. Aztecs practice officially underway. They'll play an exhibition game against UCLA coming up in the middle of October. Expectations probably have never been higher for San Diego State men's basketball. Ryan Battertelli, Aztec assistant, will join us next on Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update's brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. It's official. Dodgers beat the D-backs today. They have won the National League West. Padres now trying for an outside shot at the 4 seed. They're going to need a lot of help, though. Cubs lead the Padres by 2.5 games for the 4 spot. Cubs take on the Mets later tonight. 4:40 first pitch in Chicago. Their Padres have an off day today. They start their final home series of the regular season tomorrow night at Petco Park. Tonight kicks off week 4 of the NFL season. Cardinals and Seahawks, 5:15 kickoff time there. And at 6 p.m. tonight, we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John Rich and Coach Lewis right here on San Diego Sports 760. With Kohl's Fine Flooring closing, Sid's Carpet Barn is San Diego's undisputed flooring leader, carrying a huge selection of high-end flooring and durable, economical flooring too, all at the lowest prices in town. Visit sidscarpetbarn.com.
All right, so I'm doing the math on this, and Ryan Battertelli, San Diego State men's basketball assistant coach, is joining us right now. And this has really snuck up on me, Coach, that we're 3 weeks out from an exhibition game at Viejas against UCLA. You guys have been practicing all summer. We know full practice is now underway, and basketball season is back. And now that practice is underway, what changes this time of year? Like I said, you've been practicing over the summer. Now we're kind of into the fall. What's changing in your ramp up for the season? And thanks for hopping on.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's great to be on. Appreciate you guys always. I think everyone kind of just has this anticipation for this time of year where, there's just a feeling that things change. Practices are longer, and you start thinking real seriously about, what the hierarchy is amongst the team and how things are going to fit together. And then you look, down the tunnel a little bit. And like you said, 3 weeks from now, we're playing a game in front of a crowd. It used to be where, the rules were you're doing most of these, games that you play in October as closed door scrimmages. And now that we're playing in front of a crowd, in front of our fans, and playing against what has become a rival from up the freeway, there's a lot on the line. And so we look at it like, we're preparing to play a game, and we're obviously not going to be in mid-season form by then. But obviously it's something that we shoot for, because once you start playing and you start going a little bit longer with practices, guys start getting tired of playing against each other and playing against the scout team. And so it's really exciting to know that you're ramping up to play against somebody else.
You guys have a really deep team, maybe the deepest team in San Diego State basketball history. When you look at the depth of this team here, Coach, how did the decisions? Is it harder to make these decisions to make sure you get every guy's playing time, or how does the decisions go into making sure that the depth of your team is used in the best way possible?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, I think those are a lot of times it's good problems to have. I mean, if you want to complain about the depth of your team and having too much talent, I mean, there'll be a lot of coaches around the country that'll scoff at you and say, hey, those are rich people's problems. And I think, we kind of look at it the same way. And we've got incredible talent from top to bottom on our roster. And it gives us an opportunity to do a lot of different things, both offensively and defensively. And I would say one of the things that Coach Ducker is probably most talented is putting people together. And so putting together a roster with our returners and then with new incoming players that fit well together is I think his specialty as much as anything. And, whether it's our team or whether it's our staff, I mean, he has such a great feel for that. And so the depth of our roster, comes from, just continuity within our program, which is something we take pride in, and then picking the right pieces that go along with that, who are incredibly talented players that are about the right things. And so they're hard decisions to make, but there are also, a benefit to having those hard decisions. And as much as anything, as we train guys and we go through practice, the guys looking over their shoulder, knowing there's another guy that's really talented right next to them that are fighting for those minutes and those opportunities. And that's really healthy competition that makes teams go from good to great.
Ryan Battertelli, San Diego State men's basketball assistant, with us right now on Jon and Jim, home of the Aztecs, San Diego Sports 760. So with all the depth and some of the competition that's playing out, how do you feel about what's playing out at point guard specifically? I mean, you bring in a terrific young player in Sean Newman Jr. We know about some of the young players, LZ Harrington, a true freshman, Taj DeGorville we saw obviously a year ago. How do you feel about the way that position is coming along at this point?
Well, the competition level's high. I mean, and that's what we love to see. And there's I don't think anybody that's ahead of anybody really right now, because each one of those guys brings different things. And to be honest with you, those guys that you mentioned all fit well together at the same time. And so the different combinations, like I talked about before, is really valuable to have. I mean, Sean is super versatile. Obviously, he's a point guard and a true point guard. But you talk about Taj DeGorbell, you talk about BJ Davis, Elsie Harrington. Those are all guys that play really well with one another, and they're super versatile, both offensively and defensively. And so, have we set on who PG1 is yet? Absolutely not, because the competition is at its fiercest right now. And that'll evolve over time as we put more stuff in, as we get an idea of what combinations work best with each guys. And I think that's a big part of it too, is who the starting point guard may have to do with the other four guys as much as anything, is how that guy fits in with those guys and who's maybe better off the bench for us. And that's the biggest thing. And the best college basketball teams I've been around have been the guys that didn't really care what their necessarily their role is on the team, but understand that their role is vitally important no matter what it is, and to really work their minutes when they have those opportunities. And that's going to be a part of, the coaching process for us, is getting guys to buy into what those roles are, because we will have depth, because we will have a lot of talent. It's going to be different guys on different nights. And I think that might be the same case with who's playing that point guard spot.
How's Magoon looking?
Magoon's been great. I mean, I'm excited to see him, every day. I mean, because I think he's making progress every day. He's doing a little bit more every day that I see him, whether I see him in the training room or in the weight room. A guy, especially at this stage of their life, gets more confident when all of a sudden the long sleeve shirts are not on anymore and the shirt comes off a little bit more. I see him on campus and all of a sudden he's basking in the sun a little bit. And I'm like, okay, Magoon of last year is not doing that. And so there's some pride that he's certainly taking in terms of his growth and development. And this happens a lot of times. He's able to see how the weight room translates onto the court. And once he's been able to see, I mean, I think everybody who watched the Aztecs were able to see an evolution of Magoon Guac in terms of his physicality, his strength, his ability to score around the rim. And that was a direct correlation to, one, his experience, and then also just the work that he's put in the weight room. And some of that is the work in the weight room. It's his eating habits, it's his sleeping habits, and all those things that naturally happen as young men, grow up and become more mature. And so I love, seeing where he's at, and really excited to see once he gets, fully cleared, where he can go from now until when season starts.
Aztec men's basketball assistant Ryan Battertelli with us right now on Jon and Jim. How ready at this point is someone like Reese Waters that missed last year, unfortunately suffered that injury late in the preseason, then missed the entirety of the year? How ready is he? Plus, how careful do you need to be with him as this new season approaches, and you make sure he's ready to go for the upcoming year?
Reese is ready. That's the one thing I can tell you, with certainty right now is he's ready. And I think he is working his way back into, playing, more 5-on-5 and more up and down and putting possessions together. And that's everybody with the start of practice, just because we're going up and down so much more. But he's ready. He's healthy. He's got an edge about him right now that's different. I think having sat out last year and being able to see the game through a different lens, I think is helpful for him. And it's helpful for us as coaches, because I can pull him aside and say, hey, remember the comments you were making last year about what we should be doing? All right, let's put those into action now a little bit, Coach Waters. And so, he was a coach on the sideline last year, and now he's on the court. And sometimes the bench and that view is sometimes the best teacher. And I think he'll benefit from that year and being able to see it from that perspective. But in terms of what he is, I mean, I had lunch with Reese yesterday, and I almost forgot. I mean, he played in the Elite Eight, played in the Sweet 16. I mean, he has experience, and he's been on winning teams and obviously been in our program, so he knows what it is. And I think he's turned the page in terms of his defensive intensity. And I love seeing that, because I think more than anything, he's embraced that side of the ball. And that's what's going to, determine what level of pro he ends up becoming, is how much he can evolve his game on that side of the ball. But everyone knows what he does on the offensive side of the ball. I don't think there's a better shooter in the country.
We've had a handful of guys on with us over the course of the summer, and all of them talked about how they wanted to step up in leadership roles. When you have so many guys on the team that want to become and be leaders, how does that make you feel as a coaching staff to have, a handful of guys that step up and say, I want to be leader. I want to be leader. What does that make you feel like as a coach?
Well, I think it tells me and it tells us that guys know that they need to do more and they need to be more. And it makes you feel great as a coach because, when guys want to embrace leadership, you get to challenge them, as they want to embrace those roles in terms of walking the walk. Because if you're going to be a leader, you're going to have to be that every day. You can't be a leader one day and then one day decide that you don't want to be it. And so with those guys wanting that responsibility, you're able to ask them, all right, how can you be consistent in that? And they're not going to be perfect, but that's always a reminder you can give them is you have to walk the walk every day. You have to be about it. You have to go about your business in a way that's in a professional manner that, whether you lead by example, whether you lead with your voice, if you do both of it, you're going to have to show up every day. And if we can show up consistently every day, and if we have a group of guys that will do that on a consistent basis, we'll see how good we can be, because that's going to be the separating factor as much as anything is doing those hard things every day when you don't feel good, when you're not feeling as great, when you drop a game or you don't have a great practice. Is how you come back the next day. That's going to determine the level that we compete at, not anything else as much as anything, because that's what separates the great teams. Like, we know we have a chance to be really, really good. Now, to what degree will be determined on how we approach every single day. And it starts now as much as anything. And that, going back to your question about practice, that's the best part of when you start practice is those days stack. And we got to make them stack every day so that those experiences are valuable experiences that we can draw from as we move towards the season.
It is a long journey that fans will get to see begin against UCLA in an exhibition. But San Diego State men's basketball, of course, is on the floor getting ready for these exhibition games against UCLA and USD. And then, of course, the opener of the season will be here before we know it in early November. Ryan, always appreciate your time. Looking forward to seeing you on the Mesa at some point soon. Best of luck in the preparations for the year, and thanks for hopping on.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Go Aztecs.
All right, great stuff from Ryan Battertelli. All right, we're giving away SDFC tickets. We're doing that every hour. We have multiple pairs of tickets to give away every hour today on Jon and Jim. The wrap is coming up at 4 p.m. We know the champ of the NL West again in 2025. It is not the San Diego Padres. Plus, Chris Hodge will join us coming up at 4:30 with some free NFL and college picks for our listeners. This is Jon and Jim. Stay with us. All right, hey guys, it is Jon and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We've been telling you about the hotel and spa at Jamul Casino Resort. You got to check it out. It is now open. It is the next level of luxury. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort, now all in one unforgettable destination.
Yeah, join them every Monday in September. There's only one Monday left to win big with 10 winners every hour at 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and 9 p.m. Your odds are better than ever. Their Onyx players will receive an extra $500 in cash bonuses on top of their winnings, plus earn entries all month long by playing and get two-time entries on Tuesdays with at least $500 in cash for all winners and a chance to win up to $100,000 in cash with their Monday Night Live $100,000 punch out. This is a promotion that you will not want to miss.
And make sure to check out Jamul 23 as well, with endless dining every single day. It's at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. All right, so Saturday, the Aztecs are on the road. They'll take on Northern Illinois. Pre-game coverage at 10:30, kickoff around 12:30 Pacific on your home for the Aztecs, San Diego Sports 760. Then you have SDFC as well on Saturday night against San Jose. So a big day here on San Diego Sports 760. By the way, it's 6 p.m. I don't know if Jim has mentioned his updates. I haven't listened. He mentioned it one time. We do have the Sean Lewis show today at 6 p.m. I give you credit that you mentioned it one time. That is one more than I thought you would have said it.
I'm 1 for 3.
I was going to remind
bad.
him the last one, but then he did it. So
that's like a Hall of Fame pace in baseball, man. You hit 333. You're Luis Ariz, but better.
I'm way better than Luis Ariz.
This year, he had a 350 year.
I know.
In there.
I know.
But you're right. You're like,
like Tony.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
You've been like Tony. Good for you, man.
Thanks.
All right.
Good for you, man.
We've been reacting to the fact that the division is officially over. If you're wondering what the Cubs magic number is to wrap up the 4, I'm going to ask it to Jim. Jim, what is the Cubs magic number?
2.
Correct. Say it with conviction.
2.
So that means that means they cannot clinch the 4 seed today. They're playing the Mets. What time's that game, Brent?
4:40.
4:40. Thank you. So they'll play that game in an hour. We'll keep an eye on it. Win or lose, the Padres mathematically remain alive into the final weekend of the regular season. The Mets need a win to remain clear of Cincinnati in the wild card race. They're separated by 1/2 game. If the Mets lose tonight, Cincinnati and New York are tied for the final wild card spot in the National League. A massive game for both the Cubs and the Mets, but probably bigger for the Mets, who could be on the outside looking in with a bad final 4 days.
Yeah, and don't count out Arizona just yet.
I know they lost back-to-back. They need a Mets loss tonight, correct?
Correct, because they're a game back of the Mets. Is that right?
Hold on. I think they might be a game and a half until the Mets play.
Yeah, it's a game and a half.
So if
this
the Mets
stupid thing doesn't update.
You always have that wrong.
Come on, guys. Can we
update
MLB.com? Can we update MLB.com? Like,
yeah, like it should be instantaneous.
Come on.
We got ABS
2025. Like, update stuff right away. What are we doing here?
So let's run through that. If the Mets win, Arizona's cooked, man.
They are
2 back with 3 to play.
Yeah, they have to sweep the Padres
and get help.
Now they did move their starters for some reason
to
this weekend. They didn't have Zach Gallen pitch today. He's now pitching on Friday. I don't know why.
What are they waiting for? You can't lose a game like they lost today.
Yeah, you had a bullpen day today, but they did mention they were going to have at least one bullpen day.
Either way.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like, I don't know. They threw it against Yamamoto at home as opposed to maybe a Padres team that doesn't have a lot to play for on the road. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what we know about Arizona. They need 3 wins and help.
Correct. Reds need the Mets to lose tonight.
Who has the tiebreaker between the Mets and the Reds? I'm not asking you to look, but someone should know that.
Good question. I don't really.
Someone has the tiebreaker. And then who do these teams finish with? Who do the Mets finish with, and who do the Reds finish with?
Good question, John.
So the Mets are going to finish it in Miami against the red-hot Marlins. Marlins have played very well down the stretch.
Yeah.
And the Reds are going to finish with the Brewers in Milwaukee. A series that doesn't mean anything for Milwaukee, right?
The Reds own the tiebreaker against the Mets and the D-backs.
Wow.
So
the Mets have to win tonight. If they fall back into a tie, they're actually on the outside looking in.
Have to win. Yes.
So is there a little bit of I can't hold out any hope, right?
No.
Okay.
My mindset, and I think the organization's mindset is we're going to have to go to Chicago next Tuesday.
Right. Like it's been fun.
Like start booking the trip now. Serious.
If you're a Padres fan, is that what you would recommend? Would you buy the insurance for $1,804 per ticket at like Expedia.com, or would you roll the dice and save the $1,804?
Save the $1,804.
Wow, you're saving the $18 even with a magic number of 2?
Yeah, don't even worry about the insurance. Buy the ticket now.
Okay.
This team is going to Chicago next week.
They're reserved to that fact. They're going to sit players this weekend.
And we know now too. I know it was like a slight glimmer of hope potentially, but that, Padres just can't get past the Dodgers ever in the regular season. We know now it's official. Padres Cubs wild card series next week. Just has to be determined where we'll be at, but that is the official first round matchup for the Padres, which is the Cubs.
Give me some game times and give me some pitching matchups. Okay, that's what I need. Game times. I need pitching matchups.
If the Reds make the postseason,
They're not going to be in prime time.
They'll give the Dodgers one prime time, at least maybe two, because it's the Dodgers, defending World Series champions.
But prime time like 8 Eastern, because the 8 Eastern shouldn't that be reserved for like the New York Yankees or the Boston Red Sox?
Well,
because I feel like LA gets the late spot, like the 7 o'clock Pacific or whatever it is, 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock.
Now, why is it? I'm looking at the wild card standings, and I'm looking at the American League right now. Toronto at 90 and 68 right now are the number 1 seed in the American League, but they're also tied with the Yankees at 90 and 68. So the Blue Jays must hold the tiebreaker.
They have that. They must have the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Oh, so you're saying the Yankees could still be like the 1 seed?
They could still be the 1 seed.
So someone out of Toronto and New York is in a wild card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the Cleveland-Detroit thing is utterly fascinating.
It really is. Detroit leads early. I think today they hit a home run early on. But yeah, Blue Jays own the tiebreaker against the Mariners, Red Sox, and Yankees.
Okay.
So Seattle probably locked into that too.
No, though. No, they could still be the 1.
But they don't have the tiebreaker over Toronto.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So
it's unlikely.
It's unlikely.
Yeah.
And
okay.
do you think they're going to push it this weekend against the Dodgers? Probably. That series is going to be such like a
who wants to lose.
Yeah. Can we just have the Dodgers throw some meatballs to Cal Raleigh so he can break the record for American League home runs?
Funny you say that. So Raleigh needs 2 to tie the all-time American League record of Aaron Judge, correct? And 1 to equal Roger Maris in 61.
Correct.
So he's hit 60. By the way, this is a rare year in the history of the sport with 4 players have hit 50 home runs.
I know.
This has happened like 3 times.
Schwarber, Ohtani, Judge, Raleigh.
So we have seen this prodigious power. You haven't seen it in San Diego.
Nope.
Where, I mean, that is kind of interesting. In a year where the Padres have not slugged, you have a rare year in the history of the sport. You have to go back to the steroid era to find a year with 4 50 home run hitters in the same season.
And a 60 home run hitter.
Which is an amazing number, especially in the American League, where it's only happened 2 other times.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the MVP on the other side, in fact, for both the American League and the National League. Here's what I know. Padres Cubs, like you said.
Yep. Padres Cubs is official.
Get to Wrigley, you're saying. Just book that thing. Book the hotel in Wrigleyville.
Yep.
Okay, get the rental car.
Get the Airbnb.
You know, get that flight.
Yep.
Hopefully get non-stop to Chicago. If you got to stop somewhere, stop somewhere.
Yeah, it's okay.
Bring your jersey.
But here we go. Cubs, Padres. Let's do this.
Let's do Yay.
Yay.
I mean, it's crazy. We only have a couple of shows between now and then. You got Friday, you got Monday.
Yeah.
And they play Tuesday. We don't even know what time they play Tuesday.
We don't even know.
Likely in the late morning Pacific could be the start time.
They're going to give Cubs Padres a primetime game, you think?
I don't know.
That's
because of teams like the New York Yankees and the LA Dodgers. I don't know.
But the cool thing is, come Tuesday, it's like opening day of March Madness on that Thursday.
Yeah, it's so true.
You get baseball all day long, especially here on the West Coast.
Dude, you're so right.
Because you're going to get
4 games.
Like a 10 a.m., probably a 1, a 4, a 7. Yeah.
Bring it on. I mean, I'm very excited. I love postseason baseball. We're going to get it beginning on Tuesday. We'll get it with the Padres as well. All right, we'll get to the wrap coming up next. We're giving away SDFC tickets for Saturday all day long. 2 pairs every hour between now and 6 p.m. And Chris Hodge has free picks for our listeners coming up at 4:30. Hour 3, Jon and Jim next.
This update is brought to you by ParkWiz. It's official. Dodgers have won the National League West. Padres, they will now go to Chicago or play Chicago here at Petco Park in the wild card series. That is yet to be determined seeding wise. Padres have an off day today. They take on the Diamondbacks for a 3-game series, final home series of the regular season starting tomorrow night. Cubs and Mets, 4:40 first pitch in Chicago. Week 4 of the NFL season kicks off in about an hour and 15 minutes in Arizona, Cardinals and Seahawks. And tonight, 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John Rich and Coach Lewis getting you ready for their game against NIU this upcoming weekend. Listen to that starting at 6 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Parking shouldn't slow you down. ParkWiz gives every driver a shortcut. Book ahead, save up to 50%, and skip the hassle of circling the block. Park smarter, park faster, ParkWiz. Download the ParkWiz app today and save every time you park.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 3 of Jon and Jim. We're giving away SDFC tickets all day long. 2 pairs this hour. 2 more pairs of tickets for Saturday next hour. So be listening. We'll let you know when to call. You'll hear a sounder. It'll tell you when to call for 2 free tickets to see SDFC. We're getting you ready for big weekend. Aztecs and Padres and SDFC. And coming up at 4:30, Chris Hodge from Taking Vegas will have free picks for our listeners coming up at 4:30. Do you want to get to the wrap, Jim?
Okay.
Is that what you want to do?
I want to get
do
to
something else.
What else do I want to do right now?
I mean, you want to walk a dog? Do you want to
walk a
go
dog?
to the mall? I mean, what would you like to do? If it was up to you, if we weren't on the radio right now, would you want to go get donuts? You want to go buy Pokemon cards?
Ooh,
intriguing.
Very intriguing. I think if I wasn't on the radio right now, probably would be doing nothing.
So basically the same as what you're doing right now.
100% honest with you, I'd probably be at home just sitting there watching television.
I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
I mean, I did everything that I needed to do today this morning. So I made Bentley's food this morning.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Why are you making the dog's food?
What do you mean?
The dog has dog food. You buy a bag and then you pour it into the bowl.
Yeah, it's making it.
Is that what you mean?
No.
You were cutting up carrots?
I make him food.
I'm looking at the office camera that doesn't exist.
It's a very common thing for people to make their dog food. It's fine if you don't. I'm not saying
I had a dog and I didn't do that.
It's fine. It's fine. But I'm saying for I don't want to say health reasons because dogs can be completely healthy without eating this, but I just like to make Bentley sweet potatoes and carrots because it's good for them.
Every day?
Not every day. I meal prep. So I cut up a lot of sweet potatoes and a lot of carrots. I boil them. And then we have a container in the fridge for Bentley. So in the morning, we give him regular dog food, plus a scoop of some sweet potatoes and carrots, a little bit of fiber, and we're good to go.
His dog eats better than I do.
Yeah.
What time? I'll come over for sweet potatoes and carrots.
You know what I used to make him? I used to go all out. So I used to make him sweet potatoes, carrots, chicken that wasn't seasoned at all. Just put in the oven and cook it. And white rice, nothing seasoned, but it was rice, and I would mix it all together. So it'd be white rice, chicken, sweet potatoes, and carrots.
So does he hate you now because you no longer do the better meal?
I don't do that because he started throwing up the chicken, which we think it's because he developed an allergy to the chicken.
This is why I use dog food.
And for anybody out there dude, maybe he threw up because you didn't cook the chicken all the way. I cooked the chicken all the way. That wasn't the problem.
Maybe you should have put some seasoning on it.
Maybe. But then giving a dog some pepper and salt, not the best idea.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
Well, I learn more every day.
What, that I cooked food for Bentley?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Cooked food for Bentley. I had to fix a clogged sink in our bathroom. Did
for
that.
Bentley?
No, for us. Did some laundry. And I ran the Roomba this morning. So there you go.
Let's get to the wrap.
What?
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Who would win American League MVP?
No, who would?
That's what it says.
All right, let's change that to who should.
Who should? Who should win the American League MVP? I want to see Cal Raleigh win it. But have you seen Aaron Judge's numbers?
They're better than Cal Raleigh's.
By a lot.
Yep.
The only thing that Cal Raleigh is better at than Aaron Judge is home runs.
May carry the day because Judge has won it often, and there's been a lot of fascination with the Mariners in Raleigh. But I think if you're a voter and you sit down and look at it, I think Judge is going to get the nod. Even with the amazing year from Cal Raleigh, I just think Judge has had the better year.
Judge is hitting 328, 51 homers, 109 RBIs, a 1,136 OPS.
He should win it. I'm sorry. Based on merit, I get it. The Raleigh years. Now, what does it change if Raleigh gets to 63? That for me might change it. No one's ever done it.
Cal's hitting 248, 60 homers, 125 RBIs, and a 959 OPS.
I can't believe his OPS is 959, honestly.
Well, it's because his average isn't. I mean,
still,
he's got only 23 doubles on the year.
But what about walks?
Walks, he has 95.
I would think it would be still higher than that.
Do you think it makes any difference that he broke the switch hitting home run record?
I think it helps. And I think 63 might be the differentiating factor.
I would not want to have a American League MVP vote.
Hell no. I don't want that either.
That would be so tough this year.
He has to win it at 63. I don't think there's any way he wouldn't at 63, but is he going to get to 63?
They're both awesome players. If Cal wins it, I think only Yankees fans will be pissed off.
Yeah.
And I think if Judge wins it,
everyone will be pissed off.
Everyone will be pissed off. But they'll look at the numbers, and it's hard to be like, I didn't deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, Yankees right now, if you want to argue, like, oh, well, Cal Raleigh, his team won the division. Okay, Yankees can still win the division.
Yankees have more wins.
And they have more wins.
Dude, I mean, you ever said, listen, Cal Raleigh's year has been amazing. Have you ever looked at Aaron Judge's career?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, he's turning into an all-time generational guy is what he is. I mean, he's just been incredible. Like absolutely incredible.
Dude, his last 4 years, 51 homers, 58 homers, 37 homers, but it was an injury. 106 games that year, was on pace for 50 that year. And then you get to 62 in 2022, 39 in 2021.
He had 52 his second year in the big leagues.
Right.
So, I mean, he has hit 366 home runs. So 500 is a formality for Aaron Judge. 600 might be, truthfully. Next question.
Who should win National League MVP?
Ohtani.
I mean, this is also a question because of Kyle Schwarber.
Ohtani. There, I said it.
Is it more clear as day than the American League with Judge?
I think it is. I think it is. Just because now Ohtani's pitching again. And I said this last year, once Ohtani pitches again, and if he does well, yeah, he's the best player in the sport. But when he's not pitching, he's still great, but I can't consider him the best player in the sport. Now, because he's pitching and the way he's pitching, yeah, he's the best player in the sport.
And here's the other thing. His offensive year is better than Schwarber's. It's closer than the American League, but he has a 1,000 OPS. Schwarber does not. And the numbers support him having a better year than Kyle Schwarber. Shohei Ohtani is very likely to win the National League MVP.
And also, if you're just looking at his numbers pitching-wise, he's got a 2.87 ERA and 47 innings pitched, 62 strikeouts, and a 1.04 whip.
Oh, is he a 50-50 guy? 50 home runs and 50 strikeouts? You thought he struck out 50 times
Well, soon he'll be a 50-50-50 guy.
What, 50 innings?
If he pitches this weekend, probably he won't pitch this weekend.
That's the one thing. Talk about an injury that you probably wouldn't want to take on this time of year would be Shohei Ohtani.
Well, this will be Ohtani's, third, fourth straight MVP?
He's won 3 of the last 5. This will be his 4th and 6th years and 3 and 4 years. No, third straight. And 4th in 5 years.
He's won in 2023, 2024, obviously last year. Yeah, dude.
It's a ridiculous run.
Ridiculous.
Like Judge. I mean, Judge's run is similar.
It's ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Next question.
Is Saturday a must-win game for the Aztecs?
Hard to call a road game a must-win game.
Non-conference as well.
Non-conference, yeah, exactly. I think you look at it from this standpoint. The momentum that hopefully you created last Saturday by beating Cal 34-0. If you don't win, that momentum feels like it just goes away. I don't say it does go away, but it feels like it does. You want to ride the wave from last Saturday night's win and, continue to build, because fans that were maybe on the fence about this team or going to games and they saw last week and they're like, interesting. Let's see what they can continue to do. And if they lose to Northern Illinois, it's like, same old Aztecs. But if they win, you're like, okay. And those fans that maybe were on the fence about going to games, they might say, let's go to the game next week against Colorado State.
I agree with what you're saying. I would say this. They both count. The Cal win counts. And if they lose to NIU, it counts too. So the importance of winning it, we've done this a couple times this year, man. You start 3-1. You start dreaming of a really good year. You can really pile up some wins, potentially in the Mountain West. At 2-2, you can still get to a bowl game. Absolutely. You go 4-4 in the Mountain West, you could be going to a bowl game. But I do see it as a important game for San Diego State to build off the momentum that they had Saturday at Snapdragon against Cal. Next question.
Who wins tonight's Seahawks-Cardinals game?
This is in Arizona. I'm going to go with Seattle on this one. I think Seattle's pretty good. I know they lost their home opener to the Niners, and their offense did not look good that day, but their defense has been good, and their offense the last couple of weeks has picked up for them. So I'm going to go with Seattle tonight because Arizona, they're missing some guys in their secondary, and James Conner is out for the year for them. So they lost their star running back. I'll go with Seattle tonight.
All right, you're going with Seattle. The spread is Seahawks. I was about to call them the Mariners. -1.5.
That's pretty good for the Mariners.
Yeah. What are people watching tonight in Seattle?
Mariners.
I mean, the funny thing is with Cal Raleigh's season, people are still watching the Seahawks. Would be my guess.
Well,
right?
Mariners, perfect storm for the Mariners. Mariners clinched the AL West last night.
Perfect storm for Seattle sports fans.
Exactly. Yeah. So tonight, all the focus is on
whatever.
Seattle. They're like, or the Seahawks.
But you got to watch the Raleigh at bats. Dude's sitting on 60 home runs.
Well, yeah, they can flip over, have like.
You can go picture in pictures.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
what time did they play tonight?
I think they're playing tonight, right?
Yeah, 6:40 tonight.
So they're at the same time. I mean, one's at 5:15, but they'll be going on at the same time. The NFL game and the Mariners game.
Well, the one thing is, Seahawks are on the road, obviously, because of this reason right here. Because the Mariners are playing at home tonight.
Do they? I wonder if they ever play at home on the same day. I would think they do. Why wouldn't they?
Aren't their stadiums pretty close?
I think the answer is they're across the street from each other.
I've never been to Seattle.
But that doesn't matter.
I think it matters from like a crowd standpoint. You like safety standpoint. You don't have two things going on at one time. You can't have that.
You're telling me you can't have two games going on at the same time. You're telling me in Philadelphia, if the Eagles were playing, the Phillies can't play? They play across the street.
My guess would be no, because that parking lot is shared, correct?
Someone look this up.
There's no way they would have the Eagles game and the Phillies game at the same time in the same area.
So the NFL looks at the Phillies schedule?
Oh, absolutely.
And Major League Baseball looks at the NFL schedule?
100%.
There's
no way. There's no way.
There's so many Major League Baseball teams that have NFL teams in their market, right?
Yeah.
How could you have it where the MLB team and NFL team don't play on the same day in the same city?
If those stadiums aren't
or next to each other.
If they're next to each other, no chance. That's where I was going with. Because the stadiums in Seattle, they're next to each other.
I think they're next to each other. Across the street.
So if that's the case, no chance they play at the same time. Just like in Philadelphia.
I don't know if that's true, though.
But like San Francisco, you could have a Niners game and a Giants game. They're not even close to each other. New York,
back in the day, San Diego. Well, one of them was downtown where you couldn't have qualified. And one was in
New York. You can have a Giants or Jets game on during a Yankees or Mets game because they're not next to each other.
Brent's got some data.
What were you thinking about?
All right.
I'm thinking about the Phillies and Eagles have definitely been home the same day, just like the Mariners and the.
Really?
They have to.
No.
It doesn't support
they're the same parking lot.
Scheduling.
That'd be an S show.
Brent's going to prove me right.
The driving distance from Lumen Field to T-Mobile Park is 1 mile.
Yeah, it's
travel
right
time by car is 8 minutes.
I mean, it's right. 1 mile is nothing, right? That's like saying in Philadelphia, the ballpark and the stadium are probably half a mile.
Okay.
All right. Chris Hodge taking Vegas
They don't share a
4:30.
parking lot. They're across the street from each other. I'm looking at the
They're
map
pretty
right
close.
now. Yeah.
Chris Hodge will join us at 4:30 with more on tonight in the NFL. He's got free picks for our listeners coming up as well. Wild card round is official. Cubs and Padres. Where will the series be? Still to be determined. Stay with us, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, San Diego Sports 760 also congratulates all our $5,000 winners in iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Choose. Still time to nominate a public school teacher making a difference Maybe they'll be one of our next winners of $5,000 to make over their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educator shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers. Chris Hodge will join us with free picks at 4:30. Did you ever think about becoming a teacher?
What do you think, John?
I don't know. I was willing to ask the question and have no judgment or prejudice.
No, I did not like school. So I did not want to become a teacher. Come on.
What would your teaching philosophy be?
Use AI. Use Chat GPT.
Cheat on everything.
Yeah, here's the Spark Notes.
You ever see Summer School?
No. It's about Jim.
No, yeah, Mark Harmon was a gym teacher that got stuck having to teach remedial English, so he just took him on field trips to like amusement parks and the petting zoo and stuff.
Yeah, that would be me.
Well, I wasn't certain what you wanted to do before radio, and now I know it was not teaching.
To become a teacher.
MLB has tweeted, Jim, and they've tweeted, "Get your popcorn ready, Padres Cubs."
Wow.
So it is official. Now, they did mention that they don't know where the series is going to start.
Right. It could be on the moon.
Right, exactly. They should go neutral site for this series. But they've tweeted, which means it is official. Padres and Cubs, that much we do know. We also know Nick Pivetta is going to start this opening game.
Yeah.
For San Diego.
But that game 2 start, that's the whole question.
I mean, do you wait on it? And I think they will. Do you wait on it based on result? You win game 1, you have whomever. You lose game 1, you have a different path with game 2?
I think you have to do it like that, because if you in your mind are like, okay, we're hell bent on doing this in game 2, you have to adapt. Like if you lose game 1, then your thinking on game 2 completely changes. It's all hands on deck. You're not worried about game 3, because if you don't win game 2, there's no game 3. So yeah, and if you win game 1, then maybe the plan that you had in place already stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
But if you lose game 1, I think everything's on the table. Everything changes because you got to get to game 3.
You know, it's funny you say that, because we've been spending so much time is it King? Is it Darvish? Is it Cease, for example? And then you might get to a game 2 and it might be like a reliever. After all that, I
Mason
mean,
Miller. No.
I don't know what to expect, is your point. Because like you said, all hands on deck potentially as early as game 2. If you lose game 1, game 1, it's crazy. I go back to 2020. They lost the Cardinals in game 1. It was a different world. There were no fans. They somehow navigated that thing, and they had no pitching for game 3, and they navigated it.
What I will say though is when this thing gets official and they have to go to Chicago, I do feel like all the pressure's on the home team in game 1.
Yeah, I think more pressure.
Because if the home team loses game 1, you're like, wait, whoa, what? Like imagine last year if the Padres lost game 1 against the Braves. You're like, what?
Right.
But again, I think the pressure starts all on the home team for these wild card series. And then it shifts accordingly. But if the Padres can win game 1, that's huge. That is massive. And then it puts even more pressure on the Cubs game 2, because it's an elimination game for them.
Yeah, I mean, these best of 3 series, again, I like them a lot more than best of 1, like we saw a little bit with baseball, but I still am not enamored with them. You play all year. You don't even have a guaranteed home playoff game, for example.
Yeah, this thing could be over next Wednesday.
We've talked about Dylan Cease. We don't know if we see him again.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. It could be over. We talk about October baseball. Mm-hmm. It could be over the 1st of October, because Tuesday is September 30th and Wednesday is October 1st. So they're only guaranteed 1 October game.
And by the way, if Michael King does not pitch game 2, there could be a situation where Saturday night's the last time you see Michael King.
Michael King doesn't, right? Yeah.
Like it's all on the table. So
I know it's crazy.
Yeah.
From a deep postseason run to two and out.
I think, but here's the thing. I think we're so focused on game 2 that we need to worry about game 1 first. Like whoever the Cubs are going to throw out there, the Padres will throw Nick Pivetta. I would treat that game as close to a game 7 so you can put the pressure on.
Yeah,
for sure. Like I'm using Mason Miller, Robert Suarez, Morahone, We'll see about Estrada because
I'm not using him.
I'm using Mason Miller for multiple outs though.
Multiple innings,
excuse me.
Yeah,
for sure. If you have a 1-run lead there in like the 7th or 8th, like depending on where you are in the Cubs lineup, Mason Miller is going to play a huge role come Tuesday night in Chicago.
Huge, absolutely. And I think the speculation with Jesse Rogers is if he's healthy, it would be Cade Horton, who has dominated all year.
Yeah.
Sub-3 ERA, 2.67, but in his last start went just 3 innings because of back stiffness. And
He's been incredible.
And you look at his recent run.
Just at home.
Yeah, he's been really, really good. All right. Chris Hodge is going to join us coming up at 4:30. We do want to remind you that football, of course, is back. So is your chance to cash in like never before with DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Your game day instincts can score you real money fast.
Yeah, download the Pick 6 app. DraftKings is the easiest way to play fantasy. All you have to do is use our promo code SD760.
It is week 4. It gets underway tonight. What do you like either tonight or this weekend?
Well, tonight, John, I'm going to go more than 225.5 passing yards for Sam Darnold. You know, his average is at 9.9 yards per completion this year. So other than game 1 against the San Francisco 49ers, he has been really good the last 2 weeks. I'm going more than 225.5 passing yards.
All right. So more than 225.5 passing yards. Here's the kickoff bonus. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. This season, play your player instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code SD760. That's SD760. Play just $5. Get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Chris Hodge, 6-0 for our listeners, joins us next on Jon and Jim.
All right, this update's brought to you by ParkWiz. Padres have an off day today. They start a 3-game series, final home series of the regular season tomorrow night against the Diamondbacks. Padres have been eliminated from the National League West as the Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks today, winning the NL West. Padres will officially take on the Cubs in the wild card round. It's yet to be determined if that will be here at Petco Park or in Chicago. Cubs play the Mets tonight. They have a 2.5 game lead for the 4 seed over the Padres. Their magic number to clinch the 4 seed is at 2. Tonight, week 4 of the NFL season gets underway in Arizona. Cardinals and Seahawks, 5:15 kickoff time there. And tonight, 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John, Rich, and Coach Lewis starting at 6 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. Parking shouldn't slow you down. ParkWiz gives every driver a shortcut. Book ahead, save up to 50%, and skip the hassle of circling the block. Park smarter, park faster, ParkWiz. Download the ParkWiz app today and save every time you park.
Chris Hodge back with us on Jon and Jim, Sports Investors Daily, sponsored by TakingVegas.com. You can hear each and every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on San Diego Sports 760. Chris has been rolling to start the year. The free picks he's given out for our listeners the first 3 weeks of NFL and college. He is 6-0. That includes the Hurricanes last week in college football, the under in Broncos Chargers as well. But let's start with something you did all the way back in the spring, Chris, which is you gave out Guardians and Padres to the playoffs. You also gave out Schwellenbach for the Braves to win the Cy Young. I don't think Schwellenbach's going to win the Cy Young, no. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Thanks for hopping on, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, when you give out 3, you hope to win 2. Right. 3-0 would be a blessing, but you hope to go 2-0. Really was confident, as I did earlier in April with you guys. I really thought the Padres would make the playoffs. I did not think they would win the division, honestly. The Dodgers got that done today. But the Padres are going to be a dangerous team. And look, the Guardians are just red hot right now. I mean, what Detroit's doing is just, it's so Mets-like. It's unbelievable what they're doing, just blowing that whole thing. But it's going to be exciting. It always is in baseball time and baseball playoffs. I'm glad I went 2-1.
Speaking of the Mets, you're not enjoying this as much as we think you are you?
No, I am, man. I'm petty. I'm definitely enjoying this. This is great. But then you can't even take pleasure in this because you knew it was going to happen. You just got to let the Mets do what the Mets do. You just give them enough time, and they will screw things up because that's what they are. The Mets, the Jets, they're all in the same bag. So, this is fun. And, if the Yankees somehow pull out this division and the Mets don't make the playoffs, my wife might not talk to me much longer, but that's okay. We live and we move on.
It's a distinct possibility. Chris Hodge is with us right now. All right. So last week, Thursday Night Football, you hit the over. Buffalo didn't cover, but you hit the over. So 1-1 on Thursday night, 2-0 with your free picks. Let's start with the free text pick tonight. We have Seattle and Arizona, Thursday Night Football. How do you feel about this? How can our listeners get it for free?
Yeah, tough game. Look, Seattle's one of the surprises through the first 3 weeks of the season. They're playing very well. Donald's doing a great job. And Arizona, they should have won that game last week. They had every opportunity to win it, and they blew it. Especially against a backup quarterback. They're supposed to go get that game. Tough divisional game, short week. Obviously, that's always tough. We've done a lot of research on this game. So if you text the word win, and this is the same as always, you text the word win to the number 545454, you'll get this pick tonight absolutely free. Now, the college game just started, so we don't have that for free tonight, but we're going to give you a free game on Saturday as well. So you'll get 2 games for free, one tonight, one on Saturday. Just text the word win to the number 545454, and I hope to go 2-0 for you guys.
And then start with our NFL pick for our listeners. What do you got with the Chargers and Giants this Sunday?
I think the Chargers are going to really – they should win this game, but it just seems like a trap game with them coming across the country and Jackson Dart in his first start, and that could be tricky. And it's very hard to break down a quarterback that has never played in the NFL. So you want to be careful about that. So when you're giving out games – they're going to struggle because that's just what, first-time quarterbacks do. But I think the Giants could keep this game close, but I'm not ready to go on the Giants because the Giants stink too. I think this is going to be a lot like the Denver game last week for the Chargers. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think they're going to eventually win it, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. So 43.5, which is the total for the Bronco game last week was, I think, 44.5, 45. It's like the same type of game. I'm thinking like 20-17, or it could be 20-13. And that's why I don't want to get on the spread. But the Chargers run the ball. They play defense. The Giants can't score, but their defense isn't terrible, and they get after the quarterback. So with the Chargers coming across the country, maybe they get off to a little bit of a slow start. Maybe there's some excitement with Jackson Dart in the building with him starting. So think it's going to be Giants keep it close, but I'm going to go with the under 43.5 and look for it to be around 37 points.
All right, so the under in that one between the Chargers and the Giants. If you want tonight, absolutely free, Seattle and Arizona, just text the word win, W-I-N, to 545454. Chris Hodge is with us. Let's switch gears to Saturday. Massive slate, including Alabama and Georgia. What's your play there?
So I got into an argument on the air today with the host, and I made the point. I know they won the game last year against Georgia, right? But I don't feel like Kalen DeBoer won that game. I actually feel like he lost that game, and I'll tell you why. And if you guys think I'm wrong with this, please tell me. They were up 28-0 in that game, and at home. And that was really the first big game that Kalen DeBoer was coaching for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And they were losing that game with 2 minutes left. And Ryan Williams made one of the greatest plays you will ever see, catching the ball, spinning down the sidelines. And that's why they won that game. So if you take that play away that a tremendous athlete made, they lose that game. So I don't feel like DeBoer won that game. I felt like that guy blew a 28-point lead at home. I have not seen – I know Alabama lost to Florida State and they have a couple good wins here under their belt, but they're just not the same. And we all know that. I'm not saying anything that we don't know. They lost one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach in college of all time, and they are just not the same. And Kirby Smart is going to have this team prepared. Georgia is a better defensive team, believe it or not. At home, it's going to be easier for them to play offense. And I can't trust a team that went to Florida State. Now, Florida State might be pretty good this year, granted. But Alabama got pushed around in that game. They didn't just lose that game. They got pushed around in their only road game of the year. And as good as Florida State may be or may not be, it's harder to play at Georgia. I think Georgia is going to win this game easily. These games generally aren't blowouts between these two teams. They're generally close, and Alabama generally gets the best of them. But I don't see it here. I think Alabama wins the game by 14. I think Georgia wins the game by 14-21. I think Alabama struggles greatly. And I think after this game, the seed is going to be very, very hot for Kalen DeBoer.
What are you talking about? I mean, Kalen DeBoer replacing Nick Saban, that's fine, right? Yeah,
everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine there. Do you have anything big going on Saturday here, Chris?
Yeah, so we love a game on Saturday. You're going to hear about it on a radio show, Sports Investors Daily, which I believe is on at 8 o'clock local time. I mean, it's one of the biggest games in college football that we've released this year. We do the same thing every single year. The first 2 or 3 weeks, we take it slow. We learn about these teams, transfer portals, JUCO transfers, incoming freshmen that are actually playing. It takes 3 weeks to really study these teams and get comfortable with what they're doing. But there is a really big game on Saturday. So, we'll tell you how to get it. If you text the word win to the number 545454, I really believe that this game is going to be a very easy winner. We'll be talking about it on radio. And I think it's going to be an opportunity for a lot of guys to make a good amount of money on it.
All right. So tell me about this podcast you're doing. You're doing a podcast, Bet Big, Talk Loud. And this is part of the girlsthatgamble.live site that we've been talking about. Tell us about this podcast you're working on.
This, we were talking about a podcast together, and I'd love to have you come on at one point. But, we're just talking about a lot of things that go on in the world in terms of, social events, but tying it with sports and what's going on with sports gambling. And tomorrow we're going to have a former Playboy Playmate of the Month, Chanel Maxwell. She'll be coming on. And, we have some backing behind us. We got a really good investor that's coming on with us. And it's just, me and JR, 2 guys, and JR does my radio show, 2 guys having fun, talking about everything from, what's going on in the world to what's going on in sports and bringing the girls into it. And the girls at girls.gamble.live, they're doing a tremendous job. Brandy Roderick, Jessica Hall, Chanel Maxwell, they're doing a fantastic job. They're winning at 65% this year, which is amazing for them. And I'm really proud that what they're doing with that site. And that big Talk Loud podcast is tied into it. So wherever you get your podcast, go sign up for it because tomorrow's episode is going to be a fun one.
All right, so 6-0 with the free picks. We'll see if we can get you to 8-0. Again, Chargers, Giants under. Then what we just talked about with Alabama and Georgia. Georgia potentially to win big on Saturday in the SEC. And again, if you want tonight's game absolutely free, this Thursday night play, just text the word win, W-I-N, to 545454. That's win to 545454, Seattle and Arizona. Absolutely free. Chris, we appreciate it. Next week, we'll catch you up. We'll be in the midst of the baseball postseason.
Now, what's going to happen if the Mets somehow miraculously make the playoffs and they play the Dodgers? Now, you understand I have to root for the Dodgers, right? So I don't know what that does for me out there. You guys are going to be mad at me.
Yeah, you can't.
We understand.
We're cool with it. We're cool with the Mets sweep. We're cool with the Mets sweep if they play the Dodgers.
It's fine.
Oh, man, listen, if the Mets sweep, there's no living with my wife. I'm not even going to deal with her. I'll be sleeping at my office, so I got to root for the Dodgers, man.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Chris Hodge taking Vegas. We'll hear you Saturday morning right here on San Diego Sports 760. Appreciate you doing it.
All right, thanks as always, guys.
All right, great stuff from Chris Hodge. I mean, listen, it's not easy.
No.
Okay. And he's given out 2 free picks the first 3 weeks of the NFL and college season. Last week, Miami, he hit on, I have it here. He hit on under with Broncos Chargers. Now this week he's got under again with the Chargers and Giants. And then he's got Georgia to roll Alabama. No pun intended, to roll Alabama.
Roll Tide.
You get that?
But I'm bummed.
I mean, that is interesting about Kellen DeBoer. Tough job after Nick Saban. I mean, give me a break. You could win a national championship and lose a job. But they didn't make the postseason last year or the playoff last year.
You never want to follow the legend.
This would be their second loss of this year. Yeah,
you always want to be the guy after the guy.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right.
Because even if Kalen DeBoer had like 3 national championships under his belt at Washington or whatever, still you're coming in. No one cares about that. You're coming in and you're replacing the GOAT. So you have to win and win big and win right away. And last year, those were all Saban guys mostly.
And they went 8-4, right?
Yeah. And now this is his team. Like this is all Kalen DeBoer guys. You saw the woman in Alabama that was asked what she would do if she won the lottery?
She would buy out his contract.
Yeah,
right?
she's like, I'd buy out Kalen DeBoer's contract.
I mean, that seat's going to get very hot. I mean, imagine being an Alabama football fan post Saban when a team's not making the playoff.
But also just simply buying out his contract and firing him isn't as easy as it might look.
Fortune.
Because the buyout's like, I think over $100 million or close to that. It's a lot of money. Maybe not $100 million, but
who would you even hire? Like you said, you'd rather be the guy after the guy. But like, who's the next Nick Saban? Good luck.
Well, I didn't people want to hire Mike Vrabel? No, Vrabel was for Ohio State. Sorry,
dude.
Give me who's an Alabama guy?
You could hire anyone in the world. They won't live up to what Nick Saban did.
No,
right?
No.
I mean, it's a different world.
There.
New portals and NIL, and there's a lot of competition. It's not an easy job, even though they've had so much success with the job. All right, we're going to give away some tickets on the other side to see UB40 at the Cal Coast Credit Union Open Air Theater on October 4th. Getting you ready for that wild card series coming up next week between the Cubs and the Padres and this final weekend of regular season baseball. Stay with us on Jon and Jim. All right, we've got SCFC tickets to give away. We'll be doing that between now and 6 p.m. We've got multiple pairs of tickets to give away, so be listening. That's for Saturday night. You're going to hear that sounder, and you're going to call 877-767-4760. Do not call right now, but the next time you hear us ask for
more tickets,
then call 877-767-4760. All right, so hypothetically speaking, last night you catch the Cal Raleigh home run. This happened last night in Seattle. I did not realize until right now. So an adult catches this ball, the 60th, the first catcher ever to 60, the third most home runs in American League history, the most ever by a switch hitter. I mean, historic home run in the midst of this playoff run for Seattle. He immediately gives the ball to a young fan, a child,
bro,
who now has the ball. Now, what I'm seeing play out here today is that people are like, yo, give the guy that caught the ball something too. Like, hey, Mariners, give him swag. And hey, Cal Raleigh. And like, I think other companies have chimed in for this guy that gave the ball to the young fan. But if you're in that spot and you catch that home run, are you giving it to someone you don't know as a kid?
No. Any other scenario, I would give the ball to a kid.
Yeah, it's like, all due respect, Bryce Johnson. Yeah, seriously.
But even if it was like Jackson Merrill's 13th home run of the year,
you'd give it away.
I give it to a kid. Yeah, I would give a foul ball to a kid. I'd give a home run ball to a kid. I would just real quickly though. What I would do is, depending on like what I caught, if it was like a big time home run, I might be like, hey, Aaron, take a picture real quick, and then give it to a kid after.
No, if it's a big time home run, I don't think you would give it up.
I meant like
a big time and not big time.
Yeah, no, I like
not historic.
A 2-run homer in the 8th inning to give the Padres the lead.
I think the proper move here. Here's what I would do. The proper move is the old bait and switch. Have a ball on you,
ready to go. Oh my gosh!
And if you catch it, give the other ball to them. I'm kidding, but you know what happens in some of these places? Like, what if Cal Raleigh hit his 60th at Wrigley Field? And the reason I ask it is because Wrigley's known for throwing the ball back.
Also, a lot of Cubs fans. So,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, do you do the bait and switch and throw a different ball back? I mean,
they're marked.
Of course, to give up the 60th home run.
Would you do that?
Would I give it up?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I would.
I wouldn't either.
It's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Easily, yes.
I don't know if it's worth millions, but
no,
I think it is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you could have made a lot of money on that ball. Now, if Cal Raleigh proceeds to hit 4 home runs this weekend, or no, sorry, 3 home runs.
I mean, 2 ties the record, though.
I know. If he hits 3 homers this weekend, then that 60th home run ball doesn't become as valuable.
Still number 60, but you're right. 62 and 63 will be more valuable.
61 won't be. 62.
Yeah, 61's Maris.
60, you're right. 61's Maris.
All are
and
important.
Maris and Judge, but still get my point.
Judge is 62, right?
Yeah. But Judge also had to hit 61 to get to 62.
It's such a good point, man.
Gym facts.
That's an amazing point. That Judge didn't go from 54 to 62. He hit all the numbers.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's incredible.
He went 55, 56, 57.
What did we recently see with a fan? Forget the Karen situation. No, didn't we see something else recently where someone's like, oh, yeah, here's the ball. Oh, I'm going to play catch with Mike Trout.
Yeah, Trout.
400th home run. He traded in the ball for some catch on the field.
What ball do you think is more valuable? Mike Trout, first ballot Hall of Famer, 400th. Cal Raleigh, signifying one of the great seasons in baseball history. Might be the Raleigh.
For the here and now, probably the Raleigh, but over time, I think the 400th home run.
Well, you brought up an interesting point I never thought about. You're like, Trout might not hit 500. I'm like, what are you talking about? He might not hit 500.
No, he might not.
He may not.
Is Cal Raleigh a first ballot Hall of Famer like Mike Trout is?
Not right now. He's not. No way.
With that, I think the 400th home run over time would be worth more.
Cal Raleigh, it's interesting you say that. He's 28 years old, and he's been in the big leagues for 5 years, and he's had a couple of very good years. This year's ridiculous, we know. Last year, 34 home runs, 100 RBIs. That's a massive year for a catcher.
Yeah.
But when you start talking about Hall of Famer, he's hit 153 home runs. He's hit 226 in his career.
Right.
So no,
probably not.
If he follows this up with 3 more years like this,
maybe.
He's only 28.
Yeah. I don't know. 60 home runs is a lot.
No, but even you hit 40 home runs 3 straight years as a catcher, and all of a sudden you hit like 300. So that surprised me that do you think the fan was just like, Hey, like, did he realize it was the 60th?
I mean, I think so, John. When they
You're
flashed on
there.
the video board 60 home runs.
Number 60.
I don't think he's like, oh, give me the ball back. I didn't realize. I thought it was like his 30th home run.
But imagine going to a game. Hear me out. This has definitely happened. You go to a game like with a buddy, and your buddy doesn't like know sports. Or imagine going to a game with someone that like doesn't know the situation, and they end up with the ball, and they give it away because they don't really understand like the. Do people know that a 60th home run ball is worth $500,000? Is my point. I have a feeling that guy didn't realize he gave away like $500,000.
Well, when he finds out today
that he did,
he's probably going to feel like really bad about that.
Do you think he feels bad today?
Probably, yeah. Probably. I think when he thinks about it and he sees a number in front of him, like if someone said that last night's ball could have been worth, I'll go on the low side, $80,000. Like that's very low, but still
a lot of money.
$80,000 for a baseball that you caught. A what?
Here's the rule.
It's like catching a lottery ticket.
Here's the rule now. The kid that ended up with this ball, you cannot sell it. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if you do, the money should go to this guy. Like, how could you sell it?
I mean,
it was given to you.
The guy asked for some. I don't know. It's weird because what if the guy said, "Hey, I want that money," but the kid's like, "No, you gave me the ball."
Well, do you think the kid met Raleigh? Like, has the kid?
I don't know.
What's
I haven't
happened
seen
to the
anything.
ball?
I haven't seen anything.
That's what I want to know. Like, what has happened to the ball?
Just for S and giggles, I looked up how much Barry Bonds' record-breaking 756 home run ball sold for.
How much? $20.
Can you guess?
$199.
No,
I would say $700,000.
Did you look?
No, I didn't. Is it $700,000?
$752,000.
Well, then it's not going for $752,000.
His 755th home run went for $186,000.
Okay, then maybe it is only worth $80,000.
Probably, but still $80,000, dude. That's a lot, bro.
Only $80,000. Just kidding.
That's a lot of money, dude. Could you use? I can use $80,000 right now.
Everyone can use $80,000.
Give me $80,000, bro.
I don't have it.
Why not? Give it to me.
Actually, if I had it, I would not give you.
I know you wouldn't.
$80,000.
Did you buy me sushi that you still owe me?
Well, dude, tell me when you want to go to sushi.
You need to tell me.
Tell me on air.
You need to tell me like, hey, do you want sushi
Let's
today?
double or nothing it.
No.
Until I win.
I'm not until you win. I have like 70.
16 sushi-year-olds.
Exactly.
All right. On the other side, week 4 in the NFL getting underway here tonight. We're getting you ready for Padres and D-backs this weekend. Padres and Cubs coming up next week in the wild card round. We're giving away STFC tickets for Saturday night. The Sean Lewis Show is at 6 p.m. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by ParkWiz. It's official. Dodgers have won the National League West with their 8-0 victory today over the Diamondbacks. Padres will be playing the Cubs in the opening wild card series starting next Tuesday. It's yet to be determined, though, if that will be at Petco or in Chicago. Cubs play the Mets tonight. Actually, it's underway right now. I don't know what the score is, but
it's 2-0.
Is it really? 2-0 Mets early on in that game in Chicago. Cubs lead the Padres by 2.5 games for the 4 seed. Tonight, about 15 minutes away from week 4 getting underway in the NFL, Cardinals and Seahawks in Arizona. And at 6 p.m. tonight, we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John Rich and Coach Lewis right here on San Diego Sports 760. Parking shouldn't slow you down. ParkWiz gives every driver a shortcut. Book ahead, save up to 50%, and skip the hassle of circling the block. Park smarter, park faster. ParkWiz. Download the ParkWiz app today and save every time you park.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is the final hour of Jon and Jim. It is SDFC week. We're giving away multiple pairs of tickets this hour to see SDFC on Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium, their regular season home finale. Be listening for your chance to win those tickets. So now that Jim just told you the score that he was so keenly watching,
I lost track of time and I didn't realize the game already started.
It's fine. But the Mets, in a dire situation where they need to win to avoid actually, for the moment, being on the outside looking in because of a tiebreaker, have scored 2 runs in the first inning and lead 2-0. But here is the thing. Does it change any of the calculus? If the Cubs lose tonight, they still have a magic number of 2 or 3 to play. I mean, we're acting like, oh, we're definitely playing Wrigley. I'm doing the same thing. But like, it's not crazy to imagine, like, I'll give you, there's 2 scenarios with 3 games to play if the Cubs lose tonight. You go 2-1, they go 0-3, or you go 3-0 and they go 1-2, and you have the 4 seed. Like, is it that crazy for that to happen?
No,
it's not that crazy. They play the Cardinals. The Cardinals will want to beat them.
Now, is that in St. Louis or is it?
It's in Chicago, I think.
Chicago, okay.
Yeah, but right? I mean, the only guarantee for the Cubs to be the 4 seed if they lose tonight is they have to take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals. That's the guarantee.
Yeah.
What if Friday comes and passes and we're right back in this conversation? We're like, they're a game out with the tiebreaker.
With 2 to play.
Yeah. They're a game out with 2 to play.
It's going to be very interesting once we get to Sunday. If
1 out with 1 to play.
1 out, 1 to play, how do they play it? Because we heard Mike Schilt earlier today on Foul Territory talk about, weighing hey, we're going to rest guys and we still have to put a team out there to go compete because we have 3 games remaining in our season. But we also want to make sure we have the, bubble wrap around everybody so no one gets hurt because we are dealing with injuries and we aren't fully healthy anymore. And they weren't going to be fully healthy after the Jason Adam injury anyway. So you got the Jason Adam injury, you got the Ramon Laureano injury. You want to make sure that nobody else gets hurt.
I agree with that.
But you're also looking at trying to get a 4 seed because, if they get the 4 seed somehow, that changes, I feel like, a lot.
But it feels like we are so willing, not we, it just feels like we're past that point that it's probably not happening. Could we hear from Brent? You have the Mike Schilt sound from earlier because Jim just referenced it. You bring up a really good point. It seems like they're resigned to the fact that they're going to be the number 5 seed. When you listen to this on the Foul Territory podcast, this was Mike Schilt.
3 games against Arizona. Are you just going to put everybody in bubble wrap and say, please, because you just got Bogarts back, Laureano goes down, Adam went down not long ago. Are you just going to try and put everybody in bubble wrap and just say, please, guys, just no more injuries because I can't handle anymore?
Dude, I think that's fair. In that sweet spot of we want to keep guys going, keep the momentum. You guys know this. You want to get the proper amount of rest, but you also need to get your, spikes in the dirt and keep them there and get your bats and keep going. we'll be smart about it. The pitching won't be completely scripted. It's an instructional league, but, we're going to be smart about how we set our relievers up for getting ready for Tuesday, either way, home or road. Darvish going to go tomorrow. We'll be, in touch with him about what he feels he needs for, moving forward into next week. And then the position players, very similar. I expect them to ride a couple games, and then we'll evaluate Sunday and see what that looks like. But, clearly people need to play with, the roster we have that, nine's got to get out there. So, but yeah, ultimately we want to get there. We want to make sure we're healthy and in the best shape we can. We have had some injuries that, and really the injuries have been, on the unusual side, outside of Jackson's hamstring, there really hasn't been any injuries that have been, attrition related. Have been more, Jason was trying to catch a comebacker and, the quad blew and, Bogey falls the ball off his foot and Ariana gets hit by a pitch, Crony gets drilled in the ribs, earlier Jackson got a concussion. And so anyway, you get it. It's part of it. And, but now we'll keep them bubble wrapped and get them ready to roll for Tuesday.
Bubble wrapped. That doesn't feel like to me they're going to pushing for the 4 seed here.
Right. Go to your bullpen in the 4th and bring out.
Right. Yeah. We're going to take
more home for 2 innings.
We need to have these guys, exhaust everything to try to get the 4.
So it's another example, a little bit like the division, where the Dodgers, to some extent, stumbled into it here down the stretch, not playing great baseball, but the Padres played worse. Mm-hmm. I mean, it might be similar with the Cubs. Cubs are losing to the Mets right now. They've lost 5 of 6 coming into tonight. This would be 6 of 7.
Right.
They're kind of stumbling forward, potentially, Chicago.
Mm-hmm. I do think, though, how you play at the end of the season, while we always say you want to be playing your best baseball at the end of the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things can change and flip very quickly come postseason time. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Even if the Cubs right now, they're playing bad baseball, they can still make a run, like anything can happen here. I just look at it from this standpoint, like pressure wise, Cubs will be dealing with the most pressure in this series between the two teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I do feel like that's a better spot for the Padres to be in, to be the team with not all the pressure on them. And I could be wrong. I mean, maybe they do crumble under the pressure and maybe they still continue to play bad on the road in the postseason. I don't know. But I just do feel like going into this series, if you're a player for the Padres, you're not feeling all this pressure going into this series. I mean, right? Or are you? Because the fact that you're on the road, you're going to be the underdogs. You're not, quote unquote, expected to win this, right?
I mean, you bring up a great point, but don't we all kind of agree that if they lose in the wild card round, that's a pretty significant disappointment in terms of what their goals were for the year?
Yeah, and from that standpoint, then the whole pressure thing is stupid, because if they lose, we won't be like, oh, you know what? It was a good season. No, we'll be pissed. Padres fans will be pissed, and we'll look at it as a kind of a failure of a year.
I hope they kind of look at it without pressure. I don't think it benefits Manny Machado to be under the bright lights. Look at what AJ Preller said about, he was joking. He was like, I don't like when they chant Manny.
Yeah,
at Petco. So like
quiet down, stop doing that.
With that knowledge from the general manager who knows him as well as anyone, like maybe they are better suited to go hit the road and just take care of business and do that. Now, the issue has been they haven't handled their business on the road this year.
No, they have not.
And I mean, have they had pressure all year in every road series? I wouldn't think so. And they've been really bad against good teams on the road. So, like you said, second season, things change. Someone's going to win that series. Cubs aren't playing well.
Wait, someone has to win?
Cubs aren't playing well. Padres aren't playing perfectly well. But someone's going to win that series. John fact.
I think looking at the Padres, the thing that I looked at that gives me scares me the most here is just how they've played all year on the road. And to just expect that to just flip on its head and be completely different in the postseason. Is that wishful thinking? We'll find out.
It's a little wishful.
But you mentioned Cubs aren't playing well. They're not. When the Padres played the Mets a couple weeks ago or last week, the Mets were not playing well, and the Mets took 2 or 3 and looked really good in that series.
Right.
They could have swept.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, teams can look bad, and all of a sudden they play the Padres and look great. That's kind of what has happened with the Padres.
The pressure conversation is an interesting one because I don't know, like, if you're Nick Pivetta in game 1 in Chicago, I kind of agree with that. I don't think you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the most pressure of my career. I'm pitching in game 1 at Chicago. I feel like it's a really good opportunity for the Padres in that spot, to your point. But I don't know if pressure is going to matter. I don't know what's going to matter. I'll take my chances with Nick Pivetta, has always been the point. That's been the overriding theme of the year. Nick Pivetta has given you chances to win. So under that premise, I'm taking my chances with Nick Pivetta. And if they do somehow secure a game 1 win, then figure out a way to win another game. Like you'd feel great about your chances if you could win game 1. I know what everyone's going to say if they lose game 1. Everyone's going to tell me the season's over.
Correct.
So I know that's what's going to happen if they lose game 1. So that's the game you got to get with Nick Pivetta on the mound. I don't even know about the pressure conversation.
Pivetta at home this year, 8-1 with a 2.36 ERA.
Mm-hmm.
On the road, 5-4 with a 3.55 ERA in 14 starts.
So nowhere near. I mean, not as good. Good numbers on the road, but not as good as home.
Day games, he's been fantastic. 7-2 with a 2.34 ERA. Night games overall this year, 6-3 with a 3.17.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
So,
but that doesn't take away from the fact, like, he has put up a phenomenal year. 13-5, 2.87 ERA, 190 strikeouts, and 181 and 2/3 innings pitched. A sub-1 whip at .99. Like, come on, man. That's incredible.
If only he could win more games than Adrian Morejon this year.
He has the same amount of wins as Adrian Morejon this year.
If only he could win more.
I know.
That's too
They're
bad.
both 13-5, by the way.
That's ridiculous. One starts and one comes out of the bullpen. All right, let's get you ready for week 4 of the NFL on the other side. If you missed our conversation with the NIU radio voice, you'll hear that at 5:30. We're giving away SDFC tickets as well. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. You can catch the Sean Lewis Show tonight at 6, San Diego Sports 760. Rich and I sit down with the head coach of the Aztecs, talk about the big win over Cal, preview Saturday's game at Northern Illinois. Sean Lewis Show tonight at 6 on your home for the Aztecs, San Diego Sports 760. If you missed our conversation with the voice of NIU, you'll hear that coming up at 5:30. We still have more SDFC tickets to give away Saturday night, Snapdragon Stadium. What are you laughing at? This game?
So in the studio, we have ECU Army.
Where is the Cubs game, by the way?
Not on national television.
Yeah, but Brent pulled up the Cubs game the other day for us.
Yeah, because I logged into my MLB TV. You want me to do that?
If you want.
I'm me in college football, but carry on, Jim.
Yeah, I love me some East Carolina football.
Yeah, so East Carolina right now is up 21-0 with 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter. They have dominated.
Now, normally
Army.
you wouldn't care.
Normally I wouldn't care, but it is Aaron's alma mater.
Right.
So Caden Hauser has looked really good. 3 touchdown passes in the first quarter for them.
Is he the next Niners quarterback?
Texted Aaron about 20 minutes ago. By the way, Caden Hauser looks really good today.
And what'd she say?
She didn't respond. After that touchdown, I just texted her. That was a great drive. She's gonna be like, what are you talking about?
You've never been at Aaron's alma mater, correct?
No, she always tells me that she would love to take me there one day.
This town, has any one of our listeners been to Greenville, South Carolina?
Besides Aaron? She's not
a listener. Yeah. But this town, among like party towns in America, I kid you not, is the most ridiculous, raucous college town in America.
Yeah, my wife was a little bit of a party animal in her college days.
It's that like insane.
Yeah.
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 It is insane. Now, thankfully, Brent, look at this. We're the only studio in America with ECU Army on one screen and Mets Cubs on the other.
Probably. Maybe another
maybe the Chicago studio would be doing that.
Yeah.
But I will say this about the Mets leading the Cubs today, 3-0 early. Shota Imanaga is starting for the Cubs, and he has not pitched well here today, and he has not pitched as well down the stretch as he was pitching earlier this year.
No, he has not. Now, I want to say, I'll have to look this up once this becomes official, and if Imanaga gets tabbed game 2 or whatever. I feel like Shota Imanaga, his career against the Padres has been incredible.
Yeah, he has.
just basically unhittable.
Yes, that's right. I'll find it. That is accurate. I want to say it's 3 or 4 starts. He's been amazing.
Yeah, like a point, like a sub-1 ERA.
What's a more amazing stat? Like, I'll give you the Imanaga numbers against the Padres, and they're really good. Or the fact that Paul Skeens, who's about to win a Cy Young, has never faced the Padres in 2 years.
That is crazy. Isn't
that insane?
He's ducking him.
Yeah, don't give him the Cy Young.
Scared.
Yeah, he's not giving the Scott.
He fears the Marine lair.
Yeah.
All right, he hasn't been that good.
Oh, really?
He's got a 1-4.
That's it?
He 1-0 with a 1-4 in 3 games all starts, 19 in the third innings, 3 earned runs.
That's good, John.
I agree.
That's really good.
He's been very good. I haven't looked at the recent numbers, though, but I think we've been told that he's kind of fallen off a little bit here recently. And that would include tonight, 3 early runs.
He pitched against the Padres earlier in the year in Chicago. I think it was opening day for the Cubs. And
home opener?
Yeah, home opener for them. Imanaga went 7 in the third, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, no walks.
Pretty good.
Cubs won 3-1.
He's just consistent. I'm looking at his.
Randy Vasquez actually started that day for the Padres. Pitched pretty well. 4 2/3, 2 earned runs, 3 runs allowed.
He's just consistent, is what I would say about Imanaga.
No surprise, man. He made another error that game.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I guess is the point. But again, if this score holds, it's early. It's 3-0 Mets. Then the Padres are 2 out with 3 to play with the tiebreaker.
2 out, 3 to play. Yeah,
with the tiebreaker. All right, let's switch gears to the NFL for a moment. We'll hear from the NIU play-by-play voice coming up. The other game that's underway, where's this in the studio? Seahawks Cardinals underway tonight. In the NFC West, a pair of 2-1 teams. You picked Seattle earlier, right?
I did, yeah.
Seattle to win on the road tonight in Phoenix against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals.
I did. Right now, scoreless. 13-12 left in the first quarter there. Cardinals have the ball. They are driving, John.
They're driving. All right, so that's the Thursday night kickoff to your week. We mentioned yesterday, there's a quote today I want to say from Dak. It's like, this isn't like Micah Parsons versus Dak Prescott. This big
Yes, it is
game, but people are going to make it
hyped
out
up
to be
that
like,
way.
yeah, you got this like defensive star against the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. How do you think this plays out? You think this is a good game or not on Sunday between the Cowboys and the Packers?
Honestly, probably not. I think Green Bay wins by 2 touchdowns.
Because the Cowboys defense is awful.
Yeah, they're really bad.
Yeah, it's less about Dak and Micah and more about Green Bay's offense and Dallas's inept defense.
Yeah, I think Green Bay. This is Dallas. I think Green Bay wins by 2 touchdowns.
Especially angry, maybe coming off that loss.
Yeah. They playing really poorly against the Cleveland Browns. So, yeah, I'm gonna take the Packers. Packers right now are favored by 6.5.
You like them to cover that, don't you?
Yeah. Oh,
Aaron has replied.
she has replied.
Let me guess what she said. She figured out when you probably said it on that drive. So she's probably like, the better reply is, I'm not watching, LOL.
Why aren't you at work? Why are you driving?
Very proud of my wife.
She's like, yeah, he's good.
She said, "LOL, go Pirates" with a pirate emoji.
Wow. But LOL as if to say like, Jim, why are you watching this?
Well, she could have
like, what are you talking about?
I could have been talking about anything.
True, but the drive.
But still,
how'd she know it was ECU?
How did she know it was ECU? I didn't mention ECU.
Do you guys sit around if ECU is playing?
No.
Like, will she watch them?
No.
If it was a Saturday?
No.
Maybe she just Googled that guy.
Probably.
He came up ECU.
Yeah, maybe.
Either way, I'm proud of her.
Yeah, you should be. No.
Very proud of you, baby. If you're listening and you heard me talk about ECU, then I'm proud of you either way.
She's not.
I know.
All right. So on the other side, we're going to connect with the play-by-play voice for the Northern Illinois Huskies. They have the Aztecs this weekend, Saturday at 12:30, a game you can hear right here on San Diego Sports 760. I think a big game for both teams. NIU comes in 1-2, a couple of power conference losses. San Diego State, of course, comes in 2-1 off that huge win over Cal, not just in terms of the win and what it means. They won by 34 points. So huge win against Cal. Now San Diego State will try to do it on the road in Northern Illinois, Saturday at 12:30, pregame coverage beginning at 10:30. We're going to catch up on the other side with their play-by-play voice for NIU, Andy Garcia. So Andy Garcia on the other side will join us. We're here until 6 p.m. Be listening for SDFC tickets. We still have another pair of SDFC tickets to give away. Be listening for that when you hear it. 877-767-4760. Andy Garcia, voice of NIU. The Huskies will join us next. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by Park Whiz. Padres have an off day today. Their final home series of the regular season starts tomorrow night against the D-backs. Padres will not have a chance to win the National League West because the Dodgers clinched that earlier this afternoon, beating the Arizona Diamondbacks 8-0. Looking around baseball right now, Cubs trail the Mets 3-0 in the bottom of the third inning there. Cubs lead the Padres for the 4 seed by 2.5 games. Thursday night football underway right now in Arizona. We are scoreless. That is in the first quarter there, about 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Kyler Murray just threw an interception. And tonight at 6 p.m., we have the Sean Lewis Coaches Show with John Rich and Coach Lewis, starting at 6 right here on San Diego Sports 760. Parking shouldn't slow you down. ParkWiz gives every driver a shortcut. Book ahead, save up to 50%. And skip the hassle of circling the block. Park smarter, park faster. Parkways. Download the Parkways app today and save every time you park.
Don't be such a downer and say the Padres aren't going to win the division like that. I mean, I get.
Oh yeah,
haven't played well, but
do you think if they played
right
182 games, they'd have a chance to win the division?
Well, you're acting like it's not even possible anymore.
It's not possible.
I know
anymore.
They've been mathematically eliminated.
Yeah,
unfortunately. All right, Jim's back page coming up in 15 minutes. We have more STFC tickets to give away. If you missed it earlier, we caught up with the play-by-play voice of Northern Illinois. Aztecs will be at NIU Saturday at 12:30, a game you can hear right here on San Diego Sports 760. We asked about all the newcomers this year at NIU. This is a team that a year ago beat Notre Dame in South Bend. They're 1-2 this year. We asked about the growing pains NIU is going through.
Yeah, guys, it's good to be with you. Yeah, it's when you have a team like this where you're going to lose a lot of people to bigger schools, right? Guys are going to come in and get some money. I think, as you talked about, so many new faces. Now, they're faces, for the most part, that have been in the program. So they've had an opportunity to be under Coach Hammock, be in the program, but they're a first opportunity to get game experience, a lot of it. I think we've seen a little bit of growing pains, 1-2 right now. I mean, we beat Holy Cross to start out the year, had to go to Maryland, at Mississippi State last week. So 2 tough games in the Big Ten SEC. But I think it's just been a little bit of growing pains, but I think it's been good so far. I don't think anybody would complain where they are right now. I think the offense needs to get going a little bit more. We're not really scoring a lot of points. But overall, I think NIU's got just that growing pains, getting used to new places, new faces, and new positions. But I think they'd be happy with where they are so far. But I think they do think like this game on Saturday is an important one. Last non-conference game, taking on San Diego State. They feel an opportunity here in DeKalb to get a win and to go to MAC and be 2-2. I think they're just looking for some confidence here. It's been a while since we've been here at home. We've been on the road for a little bit. So I think they're feeling confident getting here at home, playing well in front of the home crowd, and then getting ready for conference play.
What do you make of the matchup this weekend at home, NIU, San Diego State? How does NIU match up in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's really a game for me, guys, with 2 good defenses, right? Like, I think San Diego State only giving up less than 13 points per game, NIU scoring less than 13 points per game. The Husky offense has to get going if they have an opportunity against the Aztecs on Saturday. And for NIU on the defensive side, they've been good for a couple of years now. They've been really good about third down, getting off the field on third down. So I just feel like it's 2 teams defensive wise that are playing well. San Diego State's offense is playing better than NIU's right now, but I feel like, this week of practice, NIU switch it up a little bit, opportunities, they spread the ball out a little bit more. I think this is a week where NIU's offense has got to get going, and that's going against a pretty good defense that doesn't give up a lot of points.
Going back to a year ago, Andy Garcia is with us. So NIU, which has been a very good program in the MAC for a long time, a little bit similar to San Diego State and some of their successes in the Mountain West historically. When they earned the win at Notre Dame last year against such a marquee opponent, a top 10 team, I think, for the first time in school history, what did that signify and what has that meant?
I think it means, and I agree with you, like San Diego State, NIU, kind of that same thing with San Diego State in the Mountain West and NIU in the MAC. Like, we've won some games that we weren't supposed to, right? We've gone in the Big Ten country and got some wins. And I think going to Notre Dame last year, a team that's only about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from NIU and having an opportunity to play there. And to be honest, guys, they outplayed the Notre Dame team. NIU was the better team the whole game. So a win like that not only gains you a lot of exposure, a lot of program recognition, right? But even when we do the coaches show, when I have the Thomas Hammock show and we're come on, we have 2 players on each week. And some of the guys we've had on since then, I go, hey guys, when do you know about NIU? And they talk about, well, I knew about it when they beat Notre Dame. It's just wins like that put you on the board that help you. Like you can, say you're going to go play teams like Notre Dame and fans like, and maybe it brings some, recruits in. But when you get a win like that, Notre Dame, it definitely has helped us to maybe put ourselves in different views of players in the transfer portal or recruits. I mean, we still talk about it a lot here. It's been a big deal for campus, for the program. We still talk about it. We still get recognized about it. And it's something that, yes, we still should go out there and use that win to move forward, because for us moving to the Mountain West, that's a lot more exposure for us next year with the West, right? NIU known on the East and maybe the Midwest, but for our exposure now going in the Mountain West next year, to us, that's a big deal. That's going to be a big part of maybe more recruiting from the West Coast that we haven't had a lot of. So it's been a big deal.
Yeah, and last week, San Diego State shut out Cal 34-0. It wasn't as significant as NIU going and beating Notre Dame on the road, but still a big win for Sean Lewis. We're saying it's a signature win here for him and his program. What have you made of Sean Lewis so far, year 2, picking up the win last week against Cal, and how impressive they look there?
No, I think it opened our eyes even more to what we saw what they did against Cal last week. Now, you have to know, Sean Lewis goes back. We know him from the MAC, right? We've taken him on. Thomas Hammock was a coach at University of Wisconsin when Sean Lewis was a player with the Badgers. So they know each other for a while. Not that means anything in the game, but we've taken Sean Lewis type teams on when he was the head coach at Kent State. They got us in the early part of one season, and then we beat them in the MAC championship at Kent State. So we know Sean Lewis very well. He went to Colorado, did his thing there, and then he's back here at San Diego State. So I think NIU knows a lot about Sean Lewis. Do we know exactly what he'll bring on Saturday? No, but we know what type of offense he wants to run. And I think it really was an eye-opening thing to see what the Aztecs did. I'll say, not only did they win the game, they really dominated the game, especially defensively, and then putting 34 points on the board. Like, that was a big win for the Aztecs, and I think they come into the DeKalb a little bit at momentum. I think that's what makes this type of game, when you go into this, for us, non-conference game, this is a big one for us. Kind of gain some momentum, take on a team like just took off and to beat Cal. I think NIU feels like this is a great opportunity to beat a really good team in the Aztecs.
I think it's a big opportunity for both of these teams, truthfully, in terms of having some momentum heading into conference play. Before you go, final one for me is on Siobhan Wright, the tailback for NIU, who I know spent most of his time in Division II. He leads the nation in rushing yards for career among active players. 5,100 career rushing yards, 76 touchdowns. Now, it's his first year at NIU, right? But what have you seen from him the first 3 weeks?
He's a bowling ball. He's 5'8". Like, he's my size. He's 5'8". He's like 212 pounds. I mean, this guy is a bowling ball. He's going to be a big part of what NIU wants to do on Saturday. This guy does not get taken down by the first tackler. This guy can get through the line. Again, he's leading the MAC so far in yards per game this season, but this guy has had success. Even if you want to go back to D2, leading all NCAA rushers in rushing yards and touchdowns. I mean, the guy just knows to get away from the defenses. He's quick. He's quicker than I thought when he came in. He's got some speed to him, but he literally would just bowl you over. And I think that's what NIU's been known for, their running backs in the past. We've got a really good running game. It's been the tradition in NIU, and Siobhan Wright has kind of continued that. We got him for 1 year. He came over with the offensive coordinator, Quinn Sanders. They came over from the University of Charleston. So we know him a lot now. He's a good kid off the field, but man, that kid is tough to bring down. Like, the first 1 or 2 tacklers is not going to get him down. It takes 3-4 guys to bring him down. It's exactly what NIU needs, especially with the passing game not going the way they want it. The run game for NIU is going to be a big part of Saturday, and Siobhan Wright's going to be even a bigger part.
And of course, the head coach was a very successful running back in Thomas Hammock at NIU. Yeah. Andy, appreciate you taking time for us here in San Diego. We're looking forward to this weekend. We'll see you this weekend, and thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, safe travels. We'll see you on Saturday.
All right, San Diego State, NIU, Saturday at 12:30, a game you can hear right here on San Diego Sports 760.
You're traveling tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy.
How bad do you not feel?
For you, no, I feel. I mean, I don't.
No, I meant like just like, oh, the show, whatever. Bye.
Every once in a while, it's nice to travel a little bit.
We do have a loaded show tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, do we?
We do. We have Adrian Garcia Marquez. We got Greg Camarillo. We got Kevin Acey.
Oh, must be nice.
Great.
It's great. Thanks for the invite.
We'll bring back some Ryan Bettertelli.
I'll join if you want.
We'll have John Schaefer.
I'll join. By the way, Cubs lost tonight.
They're down 6-0 right now.
They're done. So 2 out, 3 to play.
Shota Imanaga. Woof.
Your next start is in the postseason against the Padres.
Again, if the Padres don't end up getting the 4, it's another situation. Now it's happening in a shorter span of time. It's another situation where like things are given to them on a silver platter. Hey, you want the 4 seed? Here you go. And the Padres couldn't capitalize. Now, again, it's a shorter sample because the Cubs collapse is more recent. It's not like over a month and a half stretch, but
like over a week.
But still, and the Padres have played well because they've won a bunch of games, so they've gotten themselves back into it.
Yeah.
So it's really not actually on the Padres a lot if they don't get the 4 because they've done their part.
It's on yesterday.
If
they would have won yesterday.
Today
would some serious
Today
pressure.
I'm watching this game. It's like you're 1 back with 3 to play.
If yesterday the Padres won.
And you have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, so there'll be 2 back with 3 to play. I go back. There's 2 ways to get in when you're 2 back, 3 to play. You go 3-0. Cubs go 1-2, or you go 2-1. Cubs go 0-3.
Yeah,
we'll see. Now again, the Cubs have the Cardinals at home. It's going to be really fascinating. It really is. Like, who wants these seeds? And we'll enter Friday. And what Mike Schultz said earlier on Foul Territory was like, "Hey, we'll put a lineup out there Friday and Saturday, and then we'll see what happens." But I mean, in terms of like a real lineup out there Friday and Saturday, I don't think they will Sunday unless they enter Sunday tied.
Well, the regular everyday lineup that he put out yesterday looked awful. And we're benching everybody to give everybody rest and we're punting on this thing lineup looked fantastic.
Good point. So you really never know. You really do never know. And here's the other thing. Arizona, truthfully, they will enter that series tomorrow mathematically alive because they'll be 2 back with 3 to play.
Right.
So mathematically, they could sweep and get some, and the other teams would get swept. So they will have something to play for is the point.
Yeah.
Come Friday night at Petco Park. All right. Jim's back. Paige is on the other side. We're here until 6 p.m. Don't go anywhere. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app. Final time on Jon and Jim. Like Jim told you, tomorrow, Jim's exact words, a loaded show.
Loaded show.
Kevin Acee,
Adrian Garcia Marquez,
Greg Camarillo, John Schaefer.
Wow, what a show.
Wow, look at that.
Wow, look at that
lineup
show.
For the show. It's going to be incredible.
Wow, look at that show lineup.
Coming up in 13 minutes, Sean Lewis with me and Rich talking about the win over Cal.
Now, is this live, John?
I mean, no.
You're not going to stay here and do it?
No, I would. With Dutch, we often do them at 6 p.m. live, but with Sean, the football schedule is a very rigid schedule. Yeah. I think the basketball schedule is a very rigid schedule as well, but it's work that we kind of do it in the middle of the day. So Sean Lewis coming up at 6 p.m., getting ready for NIU on Saturday at 12:30. What's the weather going to be like in Northern Illinois? I think it's good.
Chicago, it's going to be fine, I think.
What do you mean you think?
I don't know.
How about 80 and sunny?
Perfect. Love
80 and sunny, middle of the day. It'll be warm. Be nice.
Yeah.
I need to do something in Chicago tomorrow night. All right, let's get to it.
Have you ever gone to the San Diego Bay Parade of Lights?
I have not.
Really? It's actually really cool. Like being close to Coronado, like we are from Imperial Beach, you just go up the freeway there. Going to the bay and watching all the boats.
Yeah.
that are lit up.
Maybe, I don't think I have. I've seen it, but I haven't seen it with my own, like, 2 eyes.
It's cool. It's announced that it is returning for its 55th year with a new theme. Organizers recently announced that this year's parade theme is an out-of-this-world Christmas, which combines the magic of the holidays with an outer space twist.
Okay.
This year, spectators can expect shimmering rocket ships, glowing alien elves, or even Santa soaring through space.
Interesting.
So that is the theme this year, is basically Christmas outer space.
Christmas outer space. You can't go wrong.
No, and there's a theme to today's back page. Starting with that, outer space Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
We move over to what's going on with NASA right now, John. Couple stories here. We'll start with the good one. All right.
There's a bad one.
NASA revealed plans to send a manned moon mission by February 2026.
For what?
To go walk on the moon.
Did it? Did they? Hey, you might want to check like ChatGPT. It's been done.
Well, also, what is significant about this sending a manned moon mission to the moon is...
Don't all manned moon missions go to the moon?
Yes, but hear me out. This is the first mission that will send a person of color and a woman to the moon.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
So that's
When's
pretty
the
cool.
last time an American landed on the moon?
Been a minute.
Do you have the media guide? The moon media guide for 2025?
Let's ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, when's the last American?
The last American moon mission.
Yeah, like feet on ground.
Apollo 17, December 7th, 1972.
What?
The last American crewed mission to the moon was Apollo 17. Since then, no astronauts have landed on the lunar surface.
So the Padres have made the postseason 9 times,
and
since
we haven't been to the moon since.
What, 72?
Yeah, but they just send drones and stuff up there now. They don't send people.
Do we really need? We did it.
Well, there are some morons out there that love conspiracies. We never went to the moon.
Well, are they going to believe it now?
Yeah, good point. We have better technology now to fake it.
Exactly. I can go to ChatGPT and say, "Put me on the moon."
That is true. And finally, keeping with the space theme here on the back page.
Yeah.
NASA is is going to laugh at this one. NASA is considering nuking a city-killing asteroid on possible collision path with the moon.
I've seen this movie a couple times before.
I mean, here's my thought process on this. I'm not overly concerned about the moon.
You should be.
Why?
If we lost the moon, we are effed.
According to who?
Science.
This is where they go and get like deep oil riggers now, right? To go and drill a hole in the meteorite.
Well, what do you mean they're considering
All we need is
it?
Bruce Willis
And Ben Affleck.
and Ben
I'll save
Affleck.
the day.
Bruce Willis is going to
Let
go.
me Google,
through
does the
some things
moon
right
matter?
Owen Wilson.
Hold on. Does the moon matter?
Buscemi's going to save us.
Does the moon?
Should I just keep listing Armageddon cast members?
right?
Yes, the moon.
Owen Wilson. Just
Liv Tyler will just watch.
yeah.
Does the moon matter to life on Earth?
Yes.
Yes, John, it matters.
Yes,
It
the moon
affects
matters
our
significantly.
like, gravity and
This is
stuff.
gravity. Do you even need it though? This is like having like a third catcher. It's a luxury.
Okay, I'm going to ask ChatGPT what would happen.
Yeah, what would happen if the moon
happen if the moon
ceased to exist?
didn't exist?
Yeah. It would not be that bad.
Great question. If Earth had no moon, life here would look very different.
It's fine.
Tides in ocean, the moon's gravity drives most of Earth's tides. Without it, tides would be much weaker. Earth's tilt and seasons would be greatly impacted. Without the moon, Earth's tilt could wobble chaotically over time. Day length and rotation would be all messed up.
But it proves my point. We'd be fine. We'd have no tides.
Would we be fine with
Like, would we still be alive?
our moon? We'd survive without the moon.
Thank you.
But Earth
It's a
and
luxury.
life on it would be far less stable.
Whatever.
If the moon suddenly disappeared today, humans would probably survive in the short term. But over thousands of millions of years, this unstable tilt and harsher environment could make Earth much less friendlier for advanced civilization.
Thousands and millions of years.
Yeah, okay.
Like I said, it's a luxury.
I'm telling you, man, you don't want the moon to
but
go
if
away.
two choices: city ruining asteroid Earth, city ruining asteroid Moon. Choice is easy.
Screw the moon.
Yeah, choice is easy. I look at the thing. It doesn't. What is it even doing?
What do you
Sometimes
mean?
it's out during the day. I'm like, what are you doing? Go to sleep, Moon. What are you doing all day?
What's it supposed to
Like,
do?
at least the sun is like the
circling
sun.
Earth.
Arguably.
Why is the moon important?
You told us because of tides. Great. Because the thing would be off its axis a little bit.
Yeah, the moon keeps Earth stable, shapes life, influences culture, and guides our future in space. Without it, our planet and humanity will look very
But
different.
I'm saying, are you throwing everything at it if you're NASA?
Bro, also the moon's great for us because it like pulls in these asteroids that would hit us if we didn't have a moon, the gravity.
Well, are
Have you ever
asteroids hitting the moon every day?
Yeah. Have you seen, not comets, but asteroids? Like, look at all the craters on the moon. You can't take this anymore.
Jeez. All right.
Jeez.
If you missed anything today, congratulations.
Yeah, you're
Or
welcome.
go to sportssd.com or the iHeartRadio app
You're
or
welcome.
iTunes or TuneIn Radio or Spotify. We have the Sean Lewis Show coming up after a break at 6 p.m., 1 full hour with the head coach of the Aztecs. Getting ready for Northern Illinois Saturday at 12:30 Pacific. Back tomorrow at 2 p.m. For Brent and Jim, I'm John. Keep it here. San Diego Sports 760.
Okay.
Bye, Moon.